Gonçalo, Gonçalo, rega a mesa, ele come constantemente, é incrível. De manhã à noite, nunca passa o apetite, é insaciável. É verdade, ele engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Ele engole e vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo seguiu o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor, está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos. Batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo decide seguir o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor e está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos. Gonçalo, rega a mesa, ele come constantemente, é incrível. De manhã à noite, nunca passa o apetite, é insaciável. É verdade, ele engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Engole tortas, bolos, pizzas, massas, batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro lobo sem dúvida. A família dele está preocupada, mas ele não quer saber. Para ele comer é um verdadeiro prazer. Ele só pensa nisso de manhã à noite e ele não consegue parar, mesmo que seu estômago doa. Ele engole e vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo seguiu o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor, está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos. Batatas fritas e toneladas de arroz. Ele não deixa nada no prato, ele é um verdadeiro avô sem dúvida. Um dia ele vai ao médico porque não se sente bem. O médico diz que ele precisa mudar seus hábitos alimentares. Caso contrário, ele terá sérios problemas de saúde. Gonçalo decide seguir o conselho do médico. Ele começa a comer alimentos saudáveis e balanceados. Ele se sente muito melhor e está mais feliz do que nunca. Ele finalmente entendeu que precisava mudar seus hábitos.
Hi guys, welcome back to another live stream. I hope you all had an amazing day. So today we are going to be reacting to the harsh truth like always. I'm gonna warn you guys already, I'm gonna be a bit distracted when it comes to today's stream. Because Portugal's playing and I'm watching the match at the same time, so I will try my best to give you guys, you know, the harsh truth and nothing but the truth, and at the same time be able to watch the match. So I'm gonna try. Before we get into the content though, don't forget to follow me on Kick. We're trying to reach 800 followers. Not only that, we're trying to get verified. So I'd appreciate you guys if you followed me on Kick. For the part of getting verified, I would appreciate if you participated on the stream by talking in the chat, watching the stream, or dropping a sub, so we can be one step closer towards our verification. I do stream at the same time on YouTube, so I'd appreciate you guys if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're trying to reach 100 subs. We're currently at 94 subscribers. So come on guys, hit the subscribe button. I do post additional content into other platforms, other social media. So don't forget to follow me everywhere and enjoy all the content I provide for you guys. And yeah, let's go. As I said before as well, I almost forgot. On every, let's talk about the harsh truth when it comes to today's stream, beginning of the week, pretty much. Don't forget to subscribe to Riyadh. Again, amazing person that knows how to extract information, gives us all the dots that connects with each other and the proof behind it. Really good people. Same thing as Myron Gaines. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. And as the brother of Riyadh, again, same thing, knows how to extract all the information, connect the dots, and give us the proof of, you know, the harsh truth. Now, how things make sense. So, let's start it. Let's go.
I find it crazy how Jared Kushner and Wyckoff are going to lead those talks, bro. It's like Clown World, man. Absolute Clown World.
Same mistake over and over again.
I'll even turn the TikTok on real quick. So because this is important stuff. Give me 1 sec. I'll even turn. TikTok is so trash, bro. Go ahead. You good though. Go ahead. You can turn it on.
You're all squared? Okay.
Foreign Ministry says there are no planned meetings with the U.S. in the coming days, but President Donald Trump says U.S. and Iranian officials will meet on Tuesday in Qatar's capital, Doha. These contradicting statements follow an exchange of military strikes late last week, despite a ceasefire agreement.
Iran fight that we have, which we're doing very well. There'll be a meeting on that tomorrow in Doha, and to go into Qatar. I think
He just make it sound like he died. It's, Duh.
Yeah.
This nigga dying.
The thing that's killing me is Vance gonna go?
I don't believe so. It seems like it's going to be Kushner and Witkoff. Vance was not listed in the New York Times article that I read.
then I already know that these talks are cooked then.
Yeah.
Because
Bro, the fact you can already know that it's cooked because those two are going. It's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking funny.
the Iranians do not like talking to Witkoff and Kushner for obvious reasons. They're like, why are we going to talk to these guys? They literally debrief the after every meeting, which they do.
Yeah.
We all know that Jared Kushner is extremely close with Benjamin Netanyahu, and we know that they have zero intention of actually getting anything done with this peace deal. They have zero incentive to make this thing work. Zero.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. 100%. And just going to be the same thing over and over again, man. It's nauseating. Like, this is the same endless cycle that we've seen since the whole peace process or the attempt at peace had started back in April. And it's just completely foiled under the nose of the Americans due to the disagreement and not listening. But we'll go into all the details. We'll watch this video first and really get into all the nitty-gritty about it.
They've already left, or they're just about getting ready to leave. So we'll see how that goes. But we're doing very well on that front. But the meeting in Doha is going to be perhaps important, perhaps not. We're going to find out. But we're winning militarily. It's almost won militarily, I would say. And it's really very simple. It's
How about strategically?
the denuclearization of...
Getting started is easy. Upload your documents, secure them.
You can fuck right off.
Because I find it crazy how
The same back in April due to the really...
But we're doing very well on that front.
There you go.
But the
Can fuck right off.
meeting in Doha is going to be perhaps important, perhaps not. We're going to find out. But we're winning militarily. It's almost won militarily, I would say. And it's really very simple. It's
How about strategically?
the denuclearization of...
look, you can blow up Iran as much as you want, you know, and say that you won militarily, which you can make that argument, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day,
Iran has all the cards.
what do you have to show for it? You have nothing to show for it. You don't own the strait.
Yeah.
Gas
Iran has all
prices
the
doubled
cards.
in cost.
Can't do shit.
The only reason why he's doing this deal now, I would argue, is probably to try to stabilize the markets. If you saw, he posted on True Social a little bit ago that they need to not stop price gouging and they need to bring the prices down of the gas. And then also, the strategic reserves are down. Like
Yeah,
what? I think we have up until about July
September.
or so until like things are getting really bad.
I heard like by September things are really going to turn around and get worse. That's what every economist has different opinions. It's so nuanced with that stuff and people who pay attention to that intimately. But look, the fact of the matter exists. We are cooked at some point, and inflation is going to have a delayed but guaranteed effect as well. As we've already seen, it's up a great amount from where it was previously before the war had started. So, you know, it's in the U.S.'s interest to end this conflict, and we're taking steps. Like, look, we're getting there, you know, but it's every single time there's a conflict in Lebanon or Iran even, and we'll cover this in a moment so I can actually get into it and give the details, but
That's so close.
you know,
I'm sorry,
Iran
I'm
is
sorry,
getting really
I'm sorry,
bold
I'm sorry, I'm
straight.
sorry.
Obviously, last
I was
week, I
about to
believe on
come, bro.
Thursday, they hit a cargo vessel because they use
I
an
was about
Omani
to come.
waterway instead of their designated
no,
waterway,
sure.
which shows us what? Iran has total control over the strait, and they will, in fact, strike any ship that does not listen to their commands, which is not only a big L optically for the U.S., because we've been saying that, don't worry, the strait's open, don't worry, we're going to have the strait safe, and we're going to help manage it and all these things. Not only is Iran controlling
Wait,
it, and who knows
what
what they're
happened?
doing with these environmental fees that they're charging, allegedly, but they're hitting ships that aren't listening to them. And so what does this do? Now the UN's effort to try and guide these ships, the UN had some plan in place to try to guide these oil vessels out of the strait, and now they suspended the plan, per New York Times, per CNN, due to the fact that now Iran is showing aggression against any ship that doesn't even listen to it in the slightest way. And then also every country is going to see this, be very hesitant to get in out of the strait. Now this is going to pause transit as it was just now opening back up. It sets them back 10 steps. You know, we take 2 steps forward, 10 steps backwards, and it's all in the benefit of Iran. It really is. So,
And also, just so people kind of like understand here, let me see if I could share screen real quick. Give me. So can y'all see this on my screen?
go ahead.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gotta. Hold on. Let me share it on.
It's like a do not disturb setting for your mind, and it gets you focused in just 5 minutes using science and sound
Brain FM guides your brainwaves into an optimal state for productivity called neural phase locking, which lets different parts of your brain work.
Sorry guys, I got distracted.
Hold on 1 sec.
For like a minute. Sorry.
Okay. So what you the important thing for you guys to realize, right? So like Iran has like, so here's the Strait of Hormuz right here, right? Okay, right here's the strait.
Here's
Now
the strait, guys.
Oman is over here, right? Now what you guys need to know is Iran has like designated paths that they can take, right, to be safe. Oh, let me get my camera on. My bad, dog.
I can see you.
You can see it? Okay, yeah. The audience, I don't think the audience can see me, but that's fine. I'll just show them with the mouse. So anyway, Iran has like designated like routes that are safe that they can take, right?
How is that not yellow, you piece of shit?
Now what Oman tried to do was they tried to create like their own little route that's like that people could kind of go, up along the shoreline here and around here. And Iran found out about this and they started like hitting them with drones, hitting these ships with drones that were trying to like take this sneak thing. And the thing that kills me is that like, did Oman have a deal with Iran where they would like split it 50-50?
They did.
So like now,
just about a month and a half ago, they had a whole meeting and everything. Abbas Araghchi was over there. You know, so
like now it's like like what's going on here, right? So literally now I think if I'm not mistaken, Iran's going to take it over for the next 30 days or something like that to figure this out
for the foreseeable future. And here's the thing. Everything is so arbitrary and ambiguous because the MOU is the deciding factor of who has control of what and what the next set of rules and regulations are for the foreseeable future. So as long as this MOU is like in its progress and it's not actually complete.
I'm with Joao and Dark are here. I completely forgot. I was like too concentrated. I was too concentrated. Sorry, bro. Sorry. So they are here with me, by the way, on the call on Discord.
There are no real like rules. Like Iran can kind of do whatever they want and just say, well, you did this, well, you did that. They haven't really signed their line on any or signed their name on any legitimate dotted line that says they can or cannot.
Non, alors c'est lui qui fait les trous lui-même pour aérer les pieds.
Is to see tensions, but Iran's going to respond to anything they think is defiant against them or trying to undermine them, and they still have Lebanon as a very big talking point in their corner as well. It just gives them all the more reason to drag these along. Now it's gone to the point the US is really desperate to try and move this along. Iran is just kind of, it seems to me like they're just sitting, waiting.
They can sit in this all day, man. They can literally sit in this all day, bro, because for them, they've already been saying...
And by the way, it's not the only strait. This strait as well has been closed, apparently. This strait has also been closed.
And I think the biggest thing for them is they can't have the United States attacking them anymore. They just can't do it. So to them, they look at it like, look, you're either going to use the routes that we established for you here, or if you don't, then we're going to hit you with drones. And that's kind of what happens. So they try to get around the United States, try to like do a back deal with Oman. Oh yeah, go ahead, go up this route right here. It's safe. We know there's not any mines. And then what did they do?
Fool, what is this fucking...
Mais ouais, c'est jouer. Laisse jouer, frère.
Play the fucking game, you dog shit ref. Sorry guys, sorry. Portugal's playing, so it's kind of normal.
They hit him with drones.
Il a gâché toute la stratégie.
The Iranians have pretty much proven like, yo, you can't do anything. And they're so desperate to have this meeting in Doha, which is right here in Qatar.
Fais la faute.
Because they know that.
Fais faute.
What are you gonna do?
No,
Iran owns all of this, and all these countries can't do anything to them. By the way, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Oman, none of them can do anything, dude. Saudi Arabia even.
Yeah,
they're all
true,
sitting
dude.
ducks.
That's
kind of where we are now with this. So it's just it's just a joke. But anyway, did you want to...
Sorry guys.
I'll come back up. Yeah, it's like we said, it's just not something that the United
But yeah, true. The rest of the Middle East can really do nothing because if they attack, they're gonna get fucked and retaliated. Let's be honest.
United States is going to easily just squeeze out. It seem like.
Shut up.
The repercussions are abundantly clear at this point. We don't really have to even tell you guys as much as you can see in the news.
Shut up.
You're still seeing Iran in every mainstream headline in July.
Shut up, you fucking idiot
Romanian
Russian cunt. Shut up, Russian cunt.
Couple days. And every single damn day, the top story is Strait of Hormuz closure. Strike on Kashem Island. Lebanon tensions flare up. Just killed 350 people in Lebanon the day after on April 8th.
caralho!
It's just not going to end anytime soon,
Fais la passe.
unfortunately, and
Fais
that's
la
the
passe.
reality of the situation.
Non, mais fais la passe, guignol.
And then we don't want them to have a nuclear weapon, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. and they've
La
been thinking
grand-mère,
about
faut arrêter de
that.
te plaindre, fais la passe, ça fout.
Same
What are your
shit,
thoughts
though.
on
Putain, comment ça me saouler.
Ah, faut il voulait faire une danse, ok? Tais-toi. Il voulait fouler la coquette.
Voilà, à cause de l'autre, on joue derrière, fou, comme dans les autres
Hormuz
matchs. Ah,
published that
vas-y.
they're gonna try to
J'ai
get
le
a
temps d'aller
nuclear
faire un
bomb.
café ou
I saw
je vais
that, yeah. I
attaquer?
don't know how
Don't
true
fucking
that is. I
confess.
did see that.
I don't
Hormuz
think
letters a
it's
little...
either.
Putain.
They're a little... I'm very careful about taking their news. However,
Oh,
look, it's
toi
food for
aussi, là,
thought.
toi aussi,
I've
la tête
been
de
saying,
contre un. Oh,
and I
putain.
think
C'est pas grave,
anybody
c'est pas
with
grave, on
common
a
sense
récupéré
would
la
assume
balle.
that if you've
Récupéré.
got highly enriched uranium at 60% and the United States and Israel is constantly
Ah,
you might just take that 60 and bring it to 90.
Toi aussi, toi
Just
aussi,
saying, you know,
gardien
not
de
to be
merde,
super
c'est pas laisser...
controversial.
Oh frère, fou, arrête de défendre, laisse la balle passer.
Comment ça, fou? Hey! It's playing your position. What do you want? What? Il joue à l'opposé, il faut bien sûr qu'il doit défendre. What the fuck?
Non, non, il défend pas, il t'a laissé,
Coupe les mains, on a besoin de couper les mains, fou.
Potentiality of Iran now possessing or possessing something very close to
Very close to
a
your nuke.
nuclear grade weapon or at
Comment il
least
peut avoir la
90%
balle dans
enriched
l'axe,
uranium.
ça fout?
The
Coupe-moi
likelihood is higher
ça,
than it has ever
gros.
been. That's what I'll say there. And if that's the case, we just
Ils
made
font des
Iran
passes comme
not
si
only
on
more in
faisait un
control
taureau,
of
mais vous êtes des guignols ou?
1/5 of the world's oil supply, but now in nuclear power.
Regarde,
Non,
we
fou!
could be starting
What the fuck?
a whole catastrophic
C'était quoi
issue
ce
that
truc
we'll
de
never be able
merde?
to
Qu'est-ce
put
que
the
je viens de
lid on.
voir?
That had we just avoided this on the 28th of February, it
Ouais.
would have never actually been
Chill,
spoken
chill.
about.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Pas
was
besoin
that?
de
You
nada.
letting passes like that pass? Are you fucking kidding me?
I think the likelihood
Sorry,
is
guys, sorry,
Toi,
sorry.
arrête de-
I don't
arrête
know
de
what
rigoler,
you
donne
think.
la balle aux
I'm not
joueurs,
going to say
toi
they
aussi,
got
là.
a nuke, but I'm going to say, hey, if there's ever a time to race to one, you know, it's now.
I saw a couple of
Gros, continue à
moronic, I
tirer
saw a
comme
couple
ça,
of
vise la
moronic
lune,
Zionists say
c'est bien.
Iran broke the ceasefire, and I kind of laughed because I was like, actually, no, sir, it was the that broke the ceasefire from the beginning.
Non, calme-toi,
because,
calme-toi, mon ref.
Ouais,
They didn't want to
calme-toi,
cease
ouais.
any of the
Calme,
conflict. They didn't want to cease
calma,
any of the
calma.
escalations in Lebanon, which is really the reason why all of these problems are happening, right? And it goes to show what I said.
C'est quoi
You know,
ça?
the Iranians kind of masterfully did this
C'est
where
quoi ça?
Ah, bien
said,
C'est
you
quoi
know
joué,
ça?
what?
voilà, tire la balle là.
Let's make it where a part of the
Oh,
plan
mais
is
c'est
you
quoi?
have to
C'est pas,
stop the
c'est pas
conflict
donner
in
une passe
Lebanon.
plus compliquée,
And let's see how much
frère.
power
Oh là
Trump really
là
Il est
has.
là.
sorti, il est sorti, il est
Let's put
sorti.
Trump in
Tais-toi toi aussi,
odds
hein, fou,
and
il est
see what
sorti du
happens
milieu
here.
de la merde.
And they basically demonstrated that Donald
Oh,
Trump has no power over the
Jesus.
Bien
Tout ça
pensé,
pour
bien
ça.
pensé,
Alors.
bien pensé, mais quand pas ta patate,
this guy, whatever he says,
Sorry,
he
guys,
claims he
sorry,
does,
sorry.
He doesn't.
Sorry, guys.
He doesn't. He simply can't control them. He can't constrain them. He can't get them to stop. Even though he's desperately.
I'm trying to at the same time look at the match and at the same time reacting to the truth.
Ah,
Okay,
Trying to get
I'm
the straight open,
trying.
and what happened? These guys undermine
Ils sont deux
these
sur le
and
mec.
they- And this also shows another thing when it comes to. They have no problem with the world economy crashing.
At all. No, at all.
They
And
don't care.
What the
Putain,
fuck?
gros, mais c'est quoi ça,
No
gros? Mais ils défendent comme des
outside of
fermiers, à
quote-unquote
fou.
removing has
Ah gros, on dirait on dirait qu'ils sont sur des tracteurs, à fou. L'autre il est sur une Ferrari. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait ça, lui? Aïe, aïe, aïe. Ah gros, tu dors ou tu sais comment? Suis ton joueur.
Ok.
Ça, le fermier, va. Change de voiture, va sur une féfé pour le suivre. Sors de ton tracteur de merde, gros.
Je pense qu'il est un peu trop investi.
Afin de défendre correctement, caralho! Sorry guys, sorry.
southern Lebanon. And so
Sale
everybody was
blond,
raving
ferme
about
ta
it.
gueule,
We'll talk more in detail about it. I know that'll be the next video, but I'll just say this quickly because it's
C'est
relevant to
toi
what
qui
you
fais
said.
fortitude.
Il est tellement en
everybody's
train
on peace talk,
de
you know,
me distraire que je sais même plus sauter.
Talk of understanding the framework agreement in Washington between Lebanon and
Je vais
Israel,
me lever là, je vais me lever.
and
ça me
people
saoule.
were
Ah, Gonzalo, il est tellement en train de me distraire, j'ai manqué un jump.
talking about it. Marco
Non,
Rubio
la-
was
le
slightly
futur
bragging about it in this
ok,
way.
Quel futur ou quoi, caralho? La mine la malle au
La
bruit de
honte, à
merde!
fou.
Il fait rien, fou! Qu'est-ce que tu dis, le futur?
Bon, oui, chill
Saying,
là,
you know,
parce
it's a good day, but
Quel chill, la fou? Tu sais rien de foutre, toi.
Ah ben,
Ah, gros, s'il marque là,
là pour le coup.
Si Marc, c'est. Je pète un câble. Sorry guys, there's an important thing right now happening, so I have to. C'était quoi cette merde? Bien.
Toujours. Mais vas-y, hein, vas-y, ils ont pas encore compris. Il faut que c'est le joueur le plus dangereux. Tu le laisses tout seul à chaque fois, mais fils de.
Nice, nice. It wasn't goal. Fuck these guys, Joe.
Ah
Come
ouais,
on.
c'est catastrophique.
But obviously, there's
Sorry,
still a lot
guys.
of work
Sorry,
ahead
guys.
of
Sorry,
us.
sorry, sorry.
But what people don't understand is
Comment on n'a pas encore
the
encaissé un
Lebanese
but?
government is negligible in the face of.
Because we're retarded. On est con.
Purée, frère.
On est
Le but, il va
con.
venir, hein. Il va venir, hein. Il va venir, on va encaisser un. Hein.
C'est quoi ce truc, à fou?
Ah,
Ça sert à rien de presser l'Espagne, hein. Ils vont toujours trouver l'espace, hein.
Ouais, maintenant j'aurais dit ça ne sert à rien. Ouais, that's true.
Oh, regarde-moi ça. Tu presses pourquoi? Pour laisser de l'espace derrière? Réfléchis 2 secondes. Toi, t'as oublié qu'on a des tracteurs en défense?
Tracteur.
C'est des tondeuses, frère. C'est pas. Oh, yo.
bon, bon, moi je vais.
No, you stay here. You stay here, bro. You do. Ah, fou,
on
t'es
va
quoi ce
Non,
truc
non,
de
je
merde,
pense-
ah, fou? What the fuck was that? Sorry, guys. Sorry.
of
Putain,
aggression.
Get- get-
They
let's
don't
get-
have
let's
any
get to it.
legitimate control and or
Je suis
military
pas dans
threat
le bon.
against
Dans la bonne.
or the ability to actually control and seize
Yeah,
Hezbollah's
ferme ta gueule et
hostilities
suis
and
le
or their
match.
aggression and their response to aggression. So
Ouais, bon.
as long as, simple translation, as long as Hezbollah is not a part of any of those talks,
Là,
which
tu
they
suis
have
pas,
not
tu suis
been,
pas, là,
then
suis.
it will always have the plausible deniability to say, well, Hezbollah, and they're going to keep attacking.
Hezbollah.
They're going to
True.
keep hitting these.
That is true. Israel is always going to use the Hezbollah as a fucking excuse to continue attacking Lebanon. That is so true. So there's never going to be peace, bro. Never.
Magnifique,
They're
magnifique.
going to keep hitting these alleged tunnels. They already still have Belfort Castle. I don't know if
Il y a
they've
faute,
withdrawn,
mais il y a faute.
but they've
Pourquoi?
gone as far as to
Y'a
say,
fout ta mère la pute, ta fout arbitre de merde.
oh, don't
Sorry,
worry,
guys, sorry,
we're
sorry,
actually
sorry, guys, sorry,
capitulating.
sorry.
We're slightly removing
Ah,
our
bon, mais
presence.
d'accord, lui
Ok,
aussi,
ok,
il est
lui,
con,
il est con aussi, ok, je comprends la faute maintenant, je comprends la faute. You fucking retard.
Vas-y, mets la pause,
Afou,
mets la pause. Parce que là, il
va
commence à me
plus loin
saouler.
si tu veux, Afou. Va au milieu du terrain, caralho. Va au milieu du terrain. Cabrão de merda. Sorry, guys.
To the Litani
I
River
say sorry
and
every
all these
time.
other provinces
I
around
say
the
sorry every time.
like the Zahara village and everything
Génial,
else, where
le
they
maillot.
told people to leave in the beginning of this because they knew they were going to carpet bomb the shit out of it and
Ce
put these
maillot
people
là,
in danger.
blanc,
But
crème, un
yeah,
peu,
I
You know,
mean,
bro,
il
you
est
can't
joli.
car
Hein.
bomb unless it's coming from a bomber, bro.
yeah. No, we got to be super specific with our terms, actually.
Ouais, c'est meilleur
Very
que la-
specific, calculated
De faire un
area
arrière, revenez.
in which 350
Fermez cette
people
merde.
died in 2 hours. You know, I think
c'est
it's
fini.
hilarious
Okay.
that I have to be so specific
Okay,
about
nice.
these terms.
Nice. The first half is finished. Okay, nice. I can actually have my full attention now for a little bit.
On a une putain de chatte à fou, c'est incroyable.
Quoi?
On a la chatte à Dédé, frère. Incroyable.
Je pense.
On n'a pas encaissé encore et
C'est
c'est de la
le plus
pure
que-
chance.
Mais on les mange, hein, mais c'est comme ça qu'ils doivent jouer, caralho. C'est tout le temps comme ça qu'ils doivent jouer. Pourquoi ils jouent pas comme ça tout le temps, caralho?
2 plus 1 gratuit.
Quel de plus un gratuit ta mère la pute, à fou? On s'en fout, toi.
Aussi 2
J'entends, à fou, le match, j'entends que dalle. Mais j'arrive à entendre la publicité à travers le micro de Joao, à fou. Bâtard, à fou.
Ouais, mais c'est intéressant, c'est un bon deal.
Quel
2
bon
plus 2
deal.
gratuit.
Quel bon deal, à fou.
Kraidvat.
Okay, let's actually react. Now I actually can react since it's been halftime.
You know, on April
Bon, moi je vais aller
7th, the
chercher
United
un
States had
café
a
parce
peace
que
deal,
là,
or we
ça va pas
finally reached
du
this-
tout, il me saoule,
See-
ce guignol.
Faut tirer des tracteurs.
Je vais péter ma chaise à cause d'eux. Putain, déjà qu'elle est bancale.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait la chaise?
Ben rien, mais c'est le seul truc où je peux frapper. Tiens, ta grand-mère. Tiens, fils de pute. Tiens, réveille-toi, connard. Maintenant, j'ai mal à la main. Bien joué.
ceasefire with Iran that everybody was desperately begging for. And on
Ta gueule, ta
April
gueule.
8th,
Laisse-moi
not
chercher un
even
café.
24 hours after the United States and Iran
Ah, faut, t'as déjà
had
goûté
brokered
un
some
café
sort of
avec du
tangible
sirop de
peace
noisette?
and an agreement not to fight
Sirop
anymore,
de noisette, c'est tellement random.
launched Operation
Non, je te jure. Là, je bois. Là, tu vois, je suis parti acheter du sirop pour mettre dans du café.
Pourquoi de noisette spécifiquement?
Parce qu'il y avait ça et le noisette, j'aime bien. Mais bon, J'ai aussi goûté le sirop de caramel qui rend un petit goût caramélisé
Et
au café.
du sirop d'érable?
Non,
I'm gonna continue.
du
Total
sirop,
darkness. This is
du
what they
siro,
called
du
it.
siro de
And
vanille.
struck
Donc
Lebanon,
t'avais un petit
Beirut.
goût
So the-
vanillé sur
You
le
know what I'm
café,
gonna
c'est
do? Wait a
magnifique.
minute, guys. Wait a minute.
Pas mal.
Have
Et
a-
t'avais
have-
aussi un
me-
sirop de sucre de canne. Magnifique
Uh-huh.
aussi. Et franchement, tu bois un petit café avec un petit goût de noisette grâce au sirop et c'est génial, c'est magnifique. Bon, moi je vais chercher un café. Toi, Marquinhos do caralho.
Doesn't work. Wait, what? Okay, I guess it doesn't work. I actually have to.
100 times.
Man, this sucks.
And they killed 400 non-combatants. That was a conservative number. As of the entirety of the war, it's about 4,000 or 5,000 plus civilian casualties and deaths. I mean, you know, and people really want to sit here and try to argue against the fact that was doing everything to agitate the matter in the middle and sabotage any chance of peace the U.S. has. So they're
Ah, puisqu'on a la pause, tu sais quoi, Mireille, tiens.
Quoi?
Puisqu'on a
Je
la
peux pas
pause.
regarder. Attends. I need to fight something. Just give me. I cannot
Bro,
pass right
bro.
now. Oh fuck.
You have 20 hands, you're good, bro. You have a third arm, you're fine.
putting Donald Trump in a corner that he cannot defend himself in.
True.
And he has no choice but to try and...
For people that forget this, let me show this real quick for
Yeah.
everybody. Here, let me. This was on April 8th, bro. This was literally right after they did the peace deal. This is what they did, dude.
Fuck off! You shitty ad! Shitty ass algorithm! YouTube so dog shit! YouTube
You guys see that right there? This was Beirut, bro. And on this day, they killed like hundreds, I think like 300 people died on this day on its own. No? Right after they got the...
Ok, je peux changer d'écran vite fait.
Nice Israel.
Je vais arrêter de regarder
They're-
le match, je vais
they are
regarder toi,
literally-
c'est mon plus intéressant.
They are literally the only ones that don't want peace in the Middle East. They're the only ones. And, bro, the fact that they were in the peace deal and they decided to attack Beirut, specifically to kill a bunch of people, it just proves they don't have good faith. It just proves.
Portugal.
It just proves, bro. That's how I'm
deal
saying.
going. Insane, dude. Insane.
It just proves.
Unbelievable.
L'Espagne-
Unbelievable.
l'Espagne-
And people
but you-
have...
Bro, it's gotta be by a bomber. It can't be by a fighter jet. If you say car bomb, it means it needs to be done by a bomber.
Yeah,
Du monde
yeah.
de la FIFA.
Carpet bomb, fighter jet, precise munitions, whatever. All those terms are vague and ambiguous.
L'Espagne
At
a
the
fait
end of the
8
day,
tirs
what it
contre
does
5.
is they sabotage
Ils
the
ont
peace, and
cadré
that's
3
the greater
tirs
message we
contre
try to
2.
get over. But of
Ils ont
course,
55% de possession de balle
so
contre 45.
hyper-fixated on
Ils
all
ont
the
fait
trivial things.
250
in
Yeah, you
life.
gotta
passes
debate
contre
semantics when you don't got the facts
220.
on your side, bro. That's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. You gotta debate semantics.
Précision des
You
passes.
gotta
En plus, ils font
you gotta
plus de
debate
passes et ils
exact
sont
terminology
plus précis dans les
because
passes.
the reality is when you're
Génial.
killing innocent kids every single day, when you're starting wars all across the Middle East, when you're
Ah,
sabotaging peace
les
deals.
statistiques sont pas pour nous.
Well, you can't afford to,
C'est pas
you know,
grave.
speak
Ils sont
in
pas les
generalities. You
couilles,
have to be extremely specific when you're killing innocent people
Ah, ça,
every
c'était
single day, and that's what
incroyable. On a
it
eu vraiment
does.
du bol. Hein. Franchement,
Yeah.
ça c'est
You know,
bien parce
it's
qu'ils sont en train de
insane
chauffer
that
le
this is
gardien.
like, and
Le
this is
gardien,
Ah,
il
fou.
est tout chaud.
T'as vu cet espagnol, t'as combien l'herbe, caralho? Tu l'as vu avec ses dents dans l'herbe? Damn.
Mais
This
ouais,
is what
mais
they're
ouais,
doing.
mais
This is what-
c'est bien.
On dirait une vache à fou. Il avait faim, je crois qu'il avait pas mangé suffisamment de végétaux. À vous, il a écrit Brésil dans un t-shirt d'Espagne. You fucking dumbass.
This is what they're doing.
Let's keep going. Sorry,
They'll
guys,
sit
sorry.
there and their apologists will sit there and debate semantics like this when in reality, what is Israel doing? They've completely sabotaged this plan. And Donald Trump, just so everybody knows, Donald Trump is trying to find a way out of this. The midterms are coming up.
Of course
Gas
he
prices
is.
are through the roof. The strategic reserve is going down. So Trump is trying to find a way out of this, guys. He is. And what are they doing? Completely sabotaging it, bro. Completely sabotaging it. And he's politically powerless to stop them. Politically powerless to stop them. Even JD Vance came up and said, yo, we're your only allies. You might want to think twice before you talk to us crazy like this, blah, blah, blah. Crickets, dude. Crickets. They still doing what they're doing. And then they went ahead and they're doing this like,
Olmo, il est dangereux parce qu'il trouve toujours l'espace
The Lebanese government has no
dans ce
motion.
milieu de terrain.
Okay? They have no motion. They have no support. The people get behind the Lebanese people support and respect Hezbollah more, unfortunately. They don't respect the Lebanese government. There's a reason why the military commander for the Lebanese army does not want to challenge Hezbollah. Like he knows that it's like it's not a win. You know, they don't have the people support. You know, it's different world over there in the Middle East.
They don't have the technology, to be quite frank. They don't have the weapons. They don't have the men. They don't have the numbers, and it would just make no sense. And what Lebanon is doing now, or the Lebanese government is now causing civil unrest, and we'll go over that as well. Everybody in Lebanon is furious over this, you know, brokerage for peace between Lebanon and what it is allowing, or what Lebanon is capitulating on. Yeah.
Damn, it looks like there's a civil war in Lebanon because of having a peace deal with fucking Israel. In Lebanon. Holy shit.
These were riots like on the day when they signed that little deal.
There's many more videos.
Franchement, le goal, il aurait pu s'agrandir.
In Lebanon, you can see they're waving Hezbollah flags, whatever. This is in Beirut, bro.
Il aurait pu s'allonger.
They're calling the PM a Zionist and stuff.
Non, non.
Non,
Toi, ta gueule.
Mais mec, il a frappé sur la tête d'un espagnol, donc c'est pour ça que ça est parti.
Non, il est juste en train de me faire rire.
Like that, you know what I mean? Which is like fighting words.
Ah ouais, bah ferme ta gueule, Afou, concentre-toi.
Unfortunately,
Qu'est-ce que je te fais rire, Afou? Tu me prends pour un guignol ou c'est... Non, je suis guignol. Je suis un guignol.
Quand même.
Ouais, quand même, je sais. Mais bon, mais arrête, Afou. Ne me fous pas la honte.
the Lebanese government does not have the political power to
il
actually
est en train de se branler un petit coup là et puis
get anything done with this.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
True.
and you know what's the big thing that
Unfortunately.
no one's really saying? Look at like where we are and where we're headed.
Lève-toi de guignol, la fou.
Now Lebanon and Israel is doing this deal. The Lebanese government is formalizing with the U.S. and Israel, kind of undermining or turning their back against Hezbollah even more than they had before, because Joseph Aoun, the president, has always condemned the IRGC and the proxy group and everything like that, and he's always been cut out. But now they're really doing deals and doing things that are tangible to the media, and the biggest thing is this is going to cause a potential like legitimate civil war. You know, obviously you've got the people that are upset. You've got Hezbollah that is going to fight against the Lebanese army if they try and really mobilize against them, because the Lebanese army is now saying, as a part of this peace deal, allegedly from Axios, that they will try to contain and secure and remove Hezbollah presence, and then in turn remove presence. And it's like, that's not going to work. You know, that's like a
It's supposed to work in theory. They're supposed to pull out, and then like the Lebanese government comes in and takes it. It's like, come on.
That's like two big bodybuilders fighting, and then one small 5'5" frail white guy tries to step in and like break it apart, and he gets absolutely tossed to the wind. That's like the Lebanese army. Like Hezbollah is like one big strong nigga, and so is it. And the Lebanese army is like,
gros, moi je fais ça, je peux te dire que je suis à l'hôpital avec un plâtre. Moi je tente ça, frère, ligament croisé, hein. Je me lève plus. Je reste sur une chaise roulante toute ma vie là, ouais. Moi je fais ça, t'es fou quoi.
C'est là, il m'a fait rire, Info.
Ah, moi je fais ça, là. Laisse tomber, hein. Laisse tomber, hein. J'arrête ma carrière de footballeur. Hein.
Even with U.S. military support, that's going to be even more unfavorable for Trump in his already unfavorable position in this entire administration. However, they are flirting with the idea of the U.S. supporting the Lebanese government in some weird, vague way. I'm reading all these stipulations as a part of that memorandum, and it really doesn't make any sense. But apparently now we're moving towards U.S. boots on the ground in Lebanon outside of the special forces. So, I mean, like, what does that look like? Now we're going to have a whole forever war in Lebanon. You know, and it's agitating the whole thing. So it literally, the conflict moved from Iran, and now it's going to Lebanon, and we can't control or stop anything. You know, and we're only in July. We're only in July. So
yeah, that is true, by the way. America has no control anymore, pretty much. Now the main thing has shifted towards Lebanon. Because it's because of what's going on in Lebanon that there's no peace at all. If there's no, that's literally what it is.
Arrête de parler de sirop, Zaver.
Yeah, we don't care about ton sirop là, ton café.
Non, non, c'est très intéressant, mais pas pour le moment.
Magnifique.
Cool Blue, c'est mieux. Cool Blue, à fond.
Cool Blue, non.
Non.
Les bleus, c'est des féministes.
J'ai pas dit ça, mais...
What? Hein?
Je sais pas d'où il sort ça, me pose pas la question. Je suis pas dans son groupe.
What the fuck?
Aucune idée.
The fuck was... Attends, tu...
It's off, but
Let's keep going.
who knows inside of the administration what's
La
happening
Belgique
and
a
who's
joué
telling
ce
him
soir,
what.
mais je veux pas regarder le
Well,
match.
don't forget, bro,
Je peux
the
pas.
reason why JD Vance got dragged
Ils vont
into
jouer
is
contre
because
les
they didn't want to
États-Unis.
deal with Wickoff and Kushner anymore. See, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, the incompetence of this administration is insane. If Wickoff and Kushner weren't such idiots, and were able to actually like strike a deal or make something happen, or were negotiating in good faith, then JD Vance wouldn't be getting dragged into the situation. But since Kushner and Wickoff, like, you know, are not competent. Here's another thing too. Yo, this moron was trying to say during the debate that Trump did not say that there's no enrichment. I was like, are you serious?
Are you retarded?
Are you serious?
There is
Like,
enrichment, actually.
That was one of the problems why the first war started with the 12-day war. Like, are you serious, dude? Because first it was no enrichment. Then it was okay. First it was okay. We can you can do something. Right? We can do enrichment energy only. Okay, cool, no problem. 3%, cool. Oh, you know what? No, now it's no enrichment. Oh, now it's you can't enrich on your land. So like the Wickoff and Kushner kept moving the goalposts. That's exactly why we got into the war the first time around.
True.
Yeah.
Was the no enrichment thing.
Yep.
So
yeah, that was
only
stupid.
reason Trump
But
didn't
it is what
deal
it
with
is, I
nuclear
guess.
now, and they said we're not going to deal with nuclear until the Strait is until where sanctions are done and everything else like that, is because
with base 44. A simple
Bro,
sentence
we don't care about your stupid
becomes
dog shit, bro. Holy shit, we don't care.
because they realized
Monte
they
des
can't
dégâts
trust
physiques à
Kushner
deux
and
mains.
Wickoff. That's why JD Vance got brought in.
What
Est-ce que ça parle de mon arme?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Est-ce que mon arme est considérée
Alors,
une arme à deux
j'aime
mains?
qu'il y a like there's me that's reacting to the truth and nothing but the truth. There's one with the football and there's another fucking guy playing video games. There's like 30 things happening at the same time. What
Non,
the
mais je vois
fuck?
pas juste la
Right.
question.
And, you know, for him, he's serving like several different interests at the same time, and it's just converging to make him look like a hypocrite. You know, he's condemning Israel, but then at the same time, he's always said that Iran is a state sponsor of terror and that they've got a dirty bomb and we've got to stop them. So he was like pro-war at the White House like 2 months ago. And now it's like they want to pull out of this war and get this MOU, and they're talking about the
Trump
situation in Lebanon.
doesn't
He's
know what
also
to do.
saying that he's worried about the
Trump is
American
lost
people's
in the middle of the
interests first,
fucking shit.
but he can't piss off obviously his donors or anybody in Israel too much because that's going to hurt his chances. So it's just like there's no way he's got several masters he has to please here in order to earn favorability. And I think it's just going to squander it. It's going to end up being all for nothing. It's futile, and he'll end up looking really dumb.
Je pense que je
My
vais mettre
prediction,
deux
you know,
dégâts
I'll say this now,
physiques.
and I'll be happy to be wrong.
Ah, ça va
It's still
recommencer
very
ce
early.
bail, oh là là.
Wide open race
Faut
in
se
2028.
tenir prêt
But I
émotionnellement
really,
parlant
you know, and you
et
tell me what you think
psychologiquement
here,
parlant
Myron.
aussi. Il faut se tenir
You know,
bien
take
chaud,
your time,
bien
but
prêt. Caliente,
just
caliente.
starting to feel, I can feel it.
Simple. Il faut couper les jambes de Lamine Yamal et c'est fait. Boum,
Allez,
on a
un
gagné.
poquito espagnol.
Un poquito espagnol. Ah, faut Joao,
Caralho.
on a besoin du personnage de Dark qui rentre dans le jeu pour couper les jambes de tous les joueurs espagnols. Là, faut.
Je
Voilà.
suis un chevalier noir. Je
Caralho.
pense pas que je suis posé à couper les jambes des gens.
Yeah, you go do that shit, bro. You do that for Portugal, bro.
Je...
Oh, oh. Mira Espendero.
je veux rien dire. Ah, je veux juste me concentrer.
Il a genre 20 km son micro.
Et oui, il est un peu loin là, mais t'inquiète, c'est pour son bien.
Espendero.
Air.
Tu vois, parce que sinon il va
That
péter une
The
diurite.
people on the left smell blood, and they're really gonna smoke the right. And I'm not talking about midterms. That's obvious. I'm talking about 28 because
Ouais,
I
ils sont
think
différents
this
des autres.
opens the door. Like, and Nick says this too. This opens the door for a far right candidate.
Far
Hopefully,
right
to save it.
candidate.
Absolutely. This also opens the
pas
door for
quelque
somebody
chose.
far
Vamos,
left.
vamos.
You know, like the door is
Vamos a la
wide open.
playa.
well, the far left people are already in. That girl from New York
Yeah.
already won.
I mean,
That's
I
insane.
mean for president in 28.
yeah.
I mean for president in 28.
Mais comment?
Yes, this opens the
Yeah.
door for somebody outside of this existing GOP who goes about things a little bit differently from the right. That's more America first, 100%. But this also, I think, opens the door even wider for somebody from the left in 2028. I'm just fearful.
Important.
True. Oh. Sorry, guys. The match, the second half has started.
Man,
Yamal, Yamal, Yamal,
me and
Jérôme.
Sneeko had a great conversation on the phone the other day. We were talking about this, and I'm
Yeah.
fearful that like somebody
So
in
grand
28
mère.
is gonna win, and it's gonna be like a censorship campaign. Benjamin
gonna be.
Netanyahu just pledged $70 million
We're not
to.
gonna get someone on the far right, and
Dégage la
unfortunately,
balle.
like
Dégage la balle.
I'm
Dégage
very-
la balle.
I'm-
Voilà. Voilà, caralho.
Good, like, you know, vote a Democrat in so there can be some oversight and you can like start like kind of I get what he's saying. He's saying you need to dismantle MAGA now so you can actually put someone in that's an actual viable challenger in 2028. I understand that strategy. I think it's a pretty good strategy.
C'était quoi ce truc à fou, caralho?
I don't know if we'll be able to do it in time.
Well, no, there's a chance. It's just like, look at New York.
Sorry, guys, sorry.
Look around the country. Like, the left is starting to earn more and more influence, and they're getting all the bragging rights that Donald Trump is giving to them as we speak now with this entire conflict. And everything from this administration has kind of fell upside down, but this is the biggest blunder. And so they just have earned so many, or they've gained so many talking points that will be really tough to argue with in 2028, especially if somebody from this geopolitics. That's like a death wish. So
Ronaldo, tais-toi, fou! You're outside, you fucking ris!
Case, but I was telling Sneeko, like,
he's getting pissed, bro, you're outside.
Sorry.
Netanyahu's
gonna invest $70 million into U.S. media to try and flip the narrative and have his own, kind of like Hasbara campaign ramp up even stronger than it already is. It's like, damn, that everything is written for like people to just lose their platforms and the censorship to start taking place.
Mais putain, frère, réveille-toi, gros. Oh la
2023. So.
It's gonna be horrible.
It concerns me, man. I feel like it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
What the fuck?
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love
to
be
bullshit,
wrong.
bro.
But that's what I smell.
I'm gonna tell you the country, bro. I'm gonna tell you the country. Yo, they are going to come after us so bad. It is going to be insane. Because I already know the Democrats.
That's true. That is so true. If the left win, bro, the people from the red pill, they're gonna get fucked. They're gonna go for them so fucking easily. É assim mesmo, caralho!
As I predicted, is quickly becoming a socialist communist party. That is what they are. Mamdani has the most.
Shut up!
He was out there in New York City, you know, doing a whole.
Tais-toi! Y'a quoi?
Chill.
Non, il est.
Quel chill! Quel chill! Ces pendejos sont des bâtards, ok? Quel chill? Y'a pas de chill avec ces gars. Y'a pas de chill.
Oh, une aura revigorante. Est-ce que c'est...
Sorry guys.
Schumer was getting booed. That proves exactly what I've been saying. Establishment Democrats are cooked and no longer have motion. It is going to be... I mean, the DSA is what it's called now. The Democrat Socialist Association, right? Is what it's called?
Yeah. Democratic Socialists of America, I think it is.
Of America, whatever it may be. That is where the Democrat Party is going, dude. That is where it's going. This is where all the
what the fuck was that?
Top left-wing political commentators are going. This is where
what was that?
are no longer.
Mais c'est tout quoi ce truc, fou?
There are people
attends.
Democrats, like the days of being like.
On a récupéré la balle, c'est de la merde, mais on a récupéré la balle au moins.
Totally, they were like destroying it. We out of California.
What was that? What the fuck was that?
Connard.
What was that? Sorry guys. Tais-toi!
Donc toi, tu peux créer, mais moi, un jeu c'est calme, ça va pas.
Fausse, ça fout, t'es dans fausse, la blanche comme...
Sorry guys.
He was like, all rights, all for like, you know...
What was that, bro?
Extremely far left, you know, community rules and guidelines and laws for them. But guess what? He's not pro-Israel. They were swearing at him. He was pro-Israel. They're like, get out of here. You support a genocide, blah, blah, blah.
Van Albanië tot Zakyntok.
Stupid ad!
Nu je first minute deal op vakantiediscounter.be.
This is my favorite hack to clean my retainer. If you wear a retainer every
Voilà, continue assim mesmo, caralho! Assim mesmo, vai-te foder, pendejo de esparguete de merda!
It's the free Palestine.
Vai-te foder!
LGBTQ, we're socialists.
Cela minimal spaghetti de merde!
We want, you know, free health.
Vai-te foder!
That's what's happening, bro.
Sorry guys.
Scott Reiner, thank you very much in the chat. Like they have, the Democrats are socialists now, guys. That's it. Being an establishment Democrat, cook, not cool anymore. They boot Chuck Schumer.
Yeah,
they boot him.
There's no fuel behind it. And that's the only thing that leaves me hopeful that like if a Democratic Socialist somehow makes their way close to presidential nomination in 2028, they'll get smoked because of the fact that they're anti-Israel. And that's like the biggest thing that makes them attractive to anybody. You know, the thing with these Democratic Socialists, and I'll admit this like reluctantly, like this is to their benefit or their credit.
Désolé, sorry.
1189 sur une
people
crit.
that are in the center and they're pulling them
Et l'autre là, il chute. Ouais, il y a crête dans le chef.
Ben quoi, en fait c'est parce que j'ai mis quelques runes dans mon arme, mais je ne suis pas sûr si je les aime bien ou pas. Parce que j'ai une rune, c'est quand je joue avec une arme à deux mains, mais après je sais pas si j'aime. Oh, c'est mal.
Sorry guys, sorry.
with the anti-Israel rhetoric, and they're winning. You know, they're winning with those
Attends,
talking
je fais des
points.
crits tout le temps?
So,
ah, mais bata, mais esse mesmo
overlap
gol,
with kinda
caralho!
like the Islam, with the acceptance, with the free Palestine. But what's sneaky and what is concerning is all the other stuff, like potentially not having borders, no prisons,
No
abolishing
respect, ce
ICE,
fils de pute.
like
Pendejo.
borderline anarchist.
Sorry
way of
guys,
looking at the world.
sorry.
And that's just absolutely unacceptable for reasons I don't think is necessary for me to explain in detail as of why it's unacceptable. But, you know, it really is something where they're able to run with the anti-Israel rhetoric. And that's what earned Zoran Mamdani so much viral credibility as well when he was on that debate stage with everybody else.
Continue.
Election, and they said, where's
Continue a bater, continue, caralho. Não deixa passar.
It's so easy for him to look based. Could you imagine? You're on the NYC.
Voilà, bien joué, caralho.
Hey, where are you gonna visit? And after you win, or after you protect.
Ah, moi je suis chill, fou. Moi je suis chill, je sais pas de quoi tu dis, fou.
Of course,
Je sais pas ce que tu dis.
popular.
Là, I'm chill, bro. I'm chill.
No.
You know what I mean? So.
I'm just getting pissed the fact that bro Israel are pieces of
Yeah,
shit.
chill. You're just getting pissed. Yeah.
No, I'm not getting pissed. It's just
You
it's
said you're
life.
getting pissed.
No, I'm not. Don't worry.
You're literally the one that said you're getting pissed.
Shut up. You didn't hear shit, bro. Don't hear. Shut up. It was nothing.
No.
Shut up. Everything's good, bro. Don't worry.
Toujours le même problème, hein. Dans l'axe, il y a toujours un espace de fou.
Ok, je dois me concentrer, ça va. Ok, je peux passer par en haut.
Chill, garde ton homme.
Probablement. Quoi?
Regarde où tu vas.
À droite, à fou, caralho!
Voilà.
Bien joué, isso mesmo!
Je sais tellement pas.
Garde la balle pour l'instant, garde la balle!
Magnifique.
Acerta, caralho! Burro de merda! De árbitro vai te foder! Tomar no cu, pendejo! Sorry guys.
If there's no real strong
qui s'est handicapé.
Is ridiculous. Like there's
Oh non, vas-y, on a
trop des ennemis de.
Pourquoi lui?
Est-ce que c'est quoi de ma radiance?
No, please, no. Hey, wake the fuck up! Wake the fuck up! Get to the end, you fucker! What you need to hear? Wake the fuck up!
Ouais, on
It doesn't matter! You get hit, it is what it is!
Ah fou, il s'est donné un fou.
Dégage. Merci.
You keep going! Doesn't matter, you do this for the country, cunt!
Les ennemis à portée des drainages sont ralentis et plus 30% de rayon de drainage.
Listen, I shot on Mamdani for like 2 hours with Sneeko on the phone the other day. But again, if people on the right can't adopt these talking points that are not even like anti-Semitic or anything, but just talking points that show the interest of America first or their local area, it's cooked. It's cooked. I'm not seeing enough of that out of the GOP. I'm seeing some of it, but it's like from all the people who have big platforms, no one who really has political influence to make. You know, you got this lady Daria Lee.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas? Faut reviens. Continue, caralho.
Borders, and she just won a congressional seat from Mamdani's endorsement.
No prisons.
The right's got to mobilize if they want to have a chance, but
c'est mort, putain.
Women in this game are very
because the left is on it. You know what I mean? So that's the most annoying thing to me.
Well, the other thing too, Riyadh, is let's be honest. These dudes, and I was telling Nick this too, bro.
C'est un problème, Joe. Joe, on a un problème.
Because they will protest, they will demonstrate.
Putain, on a un problème.
Outside, they will fight for what they believe. They'll sit there and protest in front of an ICE facility for weeks on end. You know what I mean? You know, they will sit there and they will do it. Like, that's one thing that the left does so much better than the right is because they will assemble. And not only will they assemble, they will put the man hours. They'll knock on doors. They'll do all that. Like, he was saying that, like, 1.8 million knocks on doors. That's insane. That's insane.
In New York?
Imagine
That's crazy.
in New York, they had
Du fais
30,000
Fenerbahçe.
volunteers,
That's
bro.
crazy.
30,000 free volunteers. The fact that Mamdani was able to do that, but that's what Democrats do. They will run the ground game. They'll go crazy. This is why Charlie Kirk was so important, because Charlie Kirk did what most
Ah gros, laisse-le
Republicans
se chauffer,
never
non,
do,
avant
which
qu'il
is
se claque
what?
un muscle.
Run ground game, hit the doors, hit the streets, get on the college campuses, actively go out there and had discussions. Like Charlie Kirk was doing that. This is why, like, and I always say all the time, you know, look, you don't have to like him, you don't have to whatever, but you got to give credit that Charlie Kirk was critical.
Qu'est-ce qu'il me fait? Oh.
And running Donald Trump's ground game and getting him in. There's a reason why Trump gave him a medal after he passed away. You know, there's a reason why. So people need to understand that, like, we do not run, we do not go as hard for ours like the Democrats do for theirs. Go ahead.
No, you're totally right. Even this bitch ass nigga Hassan Piker, bro,
faire
he
attaquer par
be
l'une de ces
outside. You know, I've seen him at protests and stuff too.
Normal,
so
t'es une pute.
100% you're right. Here's one thing I'll say to play devil's advocate though. You know,
Arrête de bouger.
you think about why
Reste
people on
seul.
the right don't go
Shut
outside,
up,
they get
chill.
shot in the face by people from the left. And people
Yeah.
from the
Chill,
left
bro,
don't
chill, bro,
always
chill.
have to face that same grim reality of like
What was that?
far-right violence, at least against them. However, far-right violence.
Sorry, guys, sorry, guys, sorry,
exists,
sorry,
and
sorry.
we've seen it with the San Diego mosque shooting
Ah, j'aime pas
or
quand il
the
bouge.
Christchurch massacre. Look,
Bah,
100% it exists, but it just seems like
l'as.
lately the more
c'est une pute.
dominant,
Tu
more
d'aimes.
willing
Elle est
side to
très
dabble
grande.
in the violence
Non, une
has
grande
been the
pute.
left, and like the
Non, non, genre,
killing of
2 mètres et
Charlie Kirk
quelques. Parce que
changed a
franchement,
lot of things. In many
Putain, elle est plus grande que toi, Mireille.
Damn.
dans le jeu.
Tu dis tall, bro.
Et alors? T'es mini-months.
ways that
Oh!
aren't tangible, but they're there. You know, people have.
Come on, Ronaldo.
You know,
Come
Pas
on,
si
bro.
peut-être que
has
ça.
made
You can
a
do
lot
it.
of big.
Je fais la
Sorry,
moyenne.
guys, sorry, guys, sorry,
Je
guys,
fais
sorry,
plus
guys,
que la
sorry, guys.
moyenne.
Vaguely aligned with Charlie Kirk or had.
On
you
est
know,
chill, on est
friendship with him
chill.
or whatever, to
J'ai plus de
kind of
café,
Là, on est pas
voilà.
chill.
back on the
Quel chill
rhetoric,
à
not
fou.
only the rhetoric,
Ce que
but,
je viens de
you know,
voir.
want this unification, but at the same time, just not
Hey, les
mobilize
Juifs,
outside
franchement,
and
les
not
maillots
step
d'Espagne,
outside, not
chill,
do
hein.
events in public spaces,
Magnifique, hein, ce
and that's
petit
huge
blanc
because
comme ça,
people aren't always going to pay for that
I'm like,
action.
I'm like one of the only people.
What was that,
I-
bro?
Yeah. Killing effect. I'm like one of the only people with a sizable audience that's a conservative that like is still want to go out and do outside appearances and stuff. Like
Le match est
most
déjà
guys are
assez
not
bien
going to
lancé
do
comme
it,
ça, non?
which I understand, bro. Guys got stuff to lose. They got families. You know, they're making money on YouTube, etc. I'm crazy, so whatever.
Qu'est-ce
But
qu'ils
like,
foutent?
yeah, dude,
Qu'est-ce
like
qu'ils foutent?
a lot of them are not going to do it. And I've always said it. I'll say
Oh
before.
là là, le tracteur qui a mis la
way
deuxième.
more, okay with like.
Oh là là,
you know,
le tracteur,
Et puis,
le
il revient en
tracteur qui a mis la troisième.
Revient en arrière.
Bonne zone pour farmer des pièces de chapardé.
Because they got nothing to lose over there. They absolutely have nothing to lose. And you guys got to
Moi, je peux rien
understand
dire.
that a cornerstone of progressivism, it's in the word. To progress a lot of times means you need to change the status quo. Conservatives are trying to conserve what they
T'inquiète, on t'écoute, on
Progressives are trying to
t'écoute.
progress
Non,
from
ouvre
what we
ta
have.
gueule, ouvre ta
A
gueule.
lot of the times they look at it like we're revolutionary, so we need to do revolutionary stuff. What does that have to do a lot of times? That has to do with the V word. So
mais je
that's
t'écoute,
what ends up happening. So
voilà.
when they sit there and they'll say, "Oh,
Tel son
conservatives
mec qui
are more violent," that's
Moi
not
aussi,
true at
je
all,
suis
dude. It is
chill.
absolutely
Yeah.
progressive. I mean, look at Jake
fumer
Lang.
un petit
Every
coup,
time, even though
on est
we're not
chill.
necessarily fans of Jake Lang, bro goes out and he knows he's gonna get assaulted. He's gonna go. It's gonna
Okay.
go viral. It's like that's why he goes out and does that
Yeah.
because he goes out to BET, they assault him. He goes out to Minneapolis, they assault him. He goes out to
Par la porte.
Texas and protest, they assault him. Like it never fails.
Attends, c'était sorti?
100%. And even like Nick, they tried to smoke Nick a few times as well. You know, it's even dangerous for him
Vas-y,
to be in
monte,
public
monte,
settings that
monte,
many
monte.
times. And like
Défense
maybe not
portugaise,
just
ouvre les
extreme
yeux.
people like
C'est ce qu'ils
Nick,
veulent.
il
you
Par
know,
la
maybe
porte.
certain things here and there, but
Non, non.
you know,
putain,
Charlie
t'es-
Kirk
franchement,
was
non,
the
non, c'est
mildest
pas ton rôle.
conservative. Like
Look
Charlie
at the
Kirk
right, bro.
the nigga was your
Fucking
basic
retards.
Va tout
Radcon,
droit.
who, by the way, like supported Israel.
Sorry, guys, sorry, guys,
endlessly
sorry, guys, sorry,
for
guys.
a bulk of his career
Je vois.
until the very end, where he
Qu'est-ce
kind of
que c'est,
tapered
bordel?
off and started to straddle the line
Est-ce que
because of
j'ai
how
une
unpopular
manivelle
it
à
was with the
faire?
youth and how much it was proving a challenge for him to defend that side.
Je sais
But,
pas,
I mean,
réfléchis 2
you know,
secondes.
he was
Regarde
everything
autour de
a
toi.
Christian,
Je regarde, c'est
Zionist,
ça le problème.
right-wing
Bah,
conservative
tu regardes pas assez bien, ouvre les
and
yeux.
for the left, it was
Si,
too
si.
far. And here's another
Grand tes yeux.
testament.
Non,
Look,
mais j'ai
I get it.
l'impression.
Mais la
Many
vision
people,
nocturne.
like Mehdi Hassan, even I'll give him credit, and others on the left.
Mais la vision
condemned the killing
thermique.
of Charlie Kirk and said it was disgusting, it was vile. But look at the response from the populace. Look at the response from the leftists on
Non, y a pas
Twitter,
de
on
SE,
Instagram, on
cherche trop.
all of these different social media
Mais c'est
platforms.
ce que je-
They were
D'accord,
doing
s'il te plaît,
trends
regarde.
to the sound of him getting shot.
Essaie de me
Like the
concentrer.
prom transition trend.
Chill,
It's
chill,
like
mec, chill.
you don't realize we're dealing with like
Nice.
a very
Nice,
extreme
Carvalho.
group of people
Ici.
that
Jaune.
care,
Pourquoi ça
and will
m'envers
stop at
ici?
nothing until you
Quand t'as dit
either
quoi?
have no ability to get your message across, or you're dead, and then nobody can
Félix, ouais,
actually
il joue
carry
bien.
the torch for you
Il est bien
anymore.
dans son match,
And
comme l'autre l'a dit.
like everybody says, oh,
Mais
you know, whoever killed Charlie Kirk,
en
whatever
défense.
it was, it doesn't matter whether it was this entity or that entity.
Oh
Look at how the
là.
left responded. They
Voilà,
loved
qu'est-ce
it.
qu'il me fait.
So
Voilà, il fait un
many
petit
people-
point
it
son
was
collègue.
normal. I was
du
going
fou,
down my
gros.
TikTok and I was seeing videos
No,
of
no,
like,
no, no, no,
people
no, no,
pretending
no,
to be
no,
the
no.
sniper to the sound. And I'm like,
Oh.
wow. And by the way,
Yeah,
I
voilà.
Peut-être que je
really
dois
dislike Charlie
faire
Kirk.
quelque chose.
You know, I borderline hate
Je vais
him.
dire quelque chose que je voulais pas le dire à faux. Holy shit, that was so close. I was about to say something I shouldn't say. Holy.
Because of how much he cucked for Israel and how much he discredited
Ah
the
oui, attends, je vais
right-wing
demander.
narrative because of his cucking for Israel. And he always never sympathized with Palestinians at all. He never spoke about the fact that innocent people are being killed and Israel's far too aggressive in their campaign. He's very reluctant to speak on those things, and so that always bothered
Nice.
me.
No,
But
no,
even
no,
then,
no.
You know, when he was murdered in cold blood, I
Arnold
was
Corner,
like
fuck's sake.
horrified. You know, that shook me to my core. I was like,
Ah,
I
vraiment,
was
je suis
unsettled. You know, I felt like I couldn't even do anything. It's just
Bah,
terrible
ouvre
to
le
see something
GPS,
like that
mais
happen.
montre-la, ouvre la
But these
map.
people on the left, they saw that and they were jumping up and down. And
Non,
those are the same people who are winning congressional seats in New York right
Parce que, pourquoi
now.
le
You
même
bet your
laisser
ass,
venir
and
ici,
I'm willing to
c'était pour
make this
rien.
bold statement. I don't
Juste
think
pour
Daria
torcher.
Lisa, who just won that 13th congressional seat over in New York, was crying, or not even crying, but really even upset when what happened to Charlie Kirk happened.
Come on,
Because
come on,
this is the
come on,
same
defend
lady who
that.
says, yeah, I'm
Let's
gonna wipe my
go.
hands with the American flag, and you know, borders should be abolished.
Sorry, guys,
and
sorry,
we
guys,
should
sorry, guys,
abolish
sorry, guys.
ICE. So I mean, you know, these are the people that we're competing against. It's detestable stuff. So it really, you gotta zoom out a little bit and look at the bigger picture. It's concerning when you think about the fact that these people are winning. They are winning. Sorry, I know that people want to call.
Mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? The fuck was that?
Celebrated. And I'm telling you guys, these people, these people are loonies, bro. Like they get excited for this stuff. I mean, look at the people that are showing up for Luigi Mangione trials.
Pour le foot, ouais.
Chez Vanden d'Or, c'est pour la vie.
Ouais, donc quel Van
On parle des années de foot.
Tant mieux parce que
C'est comme les années
Like
de
crazy
chien.
purple
Depuis
hair
chacun
women,
5
dude.
ans, c'est déjà un
Like, you know what I
retraité.
mean? Like, these women are showing
Ah, je
up
pouvais débloquer
saying like,
sa
this guy's
mère.
a revolutionary, he's awesome. You know, they're attracted to
Guignol.
him or whatever. I mean, we've talked about this before with the
Oh,
whole.
nice, nice.
But
We
know,
covered,
this
okay.
is them. This is what they are. So, and then
Il est
keep in mind,
recruté.
they're more radical now that Trump is in office. Like, look at these
Moi, je
these
me
no
protège.
kings parades.
C'est sûr qu'il y a une
Arrête de rigoler, regarde derrière
These
toi,
people.
Guignol. Mets le
You know what I
rétroviseur,
mean?
fou.
They're protesting outside of Turning Point USA things. Every time I go to TPUSA, there's some liberals there protesting against it. Like, these people are wild, bro.
yes.
When I went to the RNC, they were protesting there in full
Oh,
force.
vas-y,
Do you
toi,
think
tu
like
finis- oh,
Republicans
yeah,
or
yeah,
conservatives
yeah.
are there protesting at these like, you know, Democrat events? We
Ils
don't
veulent trop
care,
faire
bro.
les
We really
photos,
don't
les
care.
photos.
Like, we don't got time for that. Like, niggas got to work tomorrow at 8, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
Literally,
you know, I got.
literally,
Le
by the way,
chanvier.
literally. Like,
know?
bro. No,
What
I-
was that? Hand?
It's definitely like and
Handball,
we don't mean
what?
to be demoralizing. You guys know that, but
Pourquoi tu parles de
it's a
handball?
reality and it's necessary to
Ouais,
know
mais
that.
C'est un autre sport, ça.
And
hein.
maybe I'm jumping the
Un
gun.
autre sport. Non, j'ai vu un joueur espagnol toucher avec la balle avec la main. C'est pour ça que j'ai handball.
Ah, c'est pour ça. Non,
Au moins avec l'angle que j'ai vu, mais après, je suis pas sûr. Donc.
Ah, il
C'est
a
pas-
fait avec les
Literally,
guitares. C'est pas une
but I'm
guitare,
telling
frère.
you,
C'est
just
un
brace
jambon,
for
ce bail.
20
Moi,
years.
je
Je dois dire que
No,
cette
it's
zone
not
est pas
far.
mal
We're
pour
already
farmer les
halfway,
ennemis.
more than halfway through 2026. We're entering the 7th month of the
Franchement,
year.
je n'ai pas eu
And
beaucoup d'ennemis avec
it just seems like they're gaining
des trucs
more,
chapardés.
more momentum.
Dégage, dégage la balle, dégage la
And now
balle,
the guy
dégage la
from
balle.
Houston is all pissed because the DOJ is trying to come after him, dig up dirt on his name anyway. I mean, look, all
Tiens, c'est pas
Yeah,
mal.
politicians have
what are they going after him
Je
for?
sais, mais je sais que c'est
Yeah,
pas
you know,
mal.
I covered the
Mais tu peux
story.
faire
It
mieux.
was some situation where,
Non, je peux pas.
like, he had
tu peux.
this connection with
Non.
this Native American
Toujours faire
tribe
mieux.
in the
Allez, fais
area,
mieux.
and like funding a casino, him and his wife, and like
Non, tu
he
peux faire mieux.
deferred one to
Arrête.
another, like he turned
Oh.
one down and then took the money.
rabat-joie.
It was something that was conspicuous.
perds-
There's no real like
laisse-moi.
smoking gun evidence, I
Oh,
will
non,
admit.
bah.
But the DOJ is trying
Ta gueule.
to turn every stone. and make
Laisse-moi
sure
me
nothing is
concentrer.
there. And it seems like he's pretty confident, but look, every politician has skeletons in their closet. Let's just be
Yeah.
C'est
honest
toi
about
qui...
that.
Bah, bah,
Bah,
bah,
faute,
ta
la
gueule.
faute, hein.
But he was mad, you know. He did that response video. He was charged. He said,
On est deal.
"The president is coming
Ah.
after me because I want to be the
Alors,
president."
alors.
And he was
Nice,
pissed, bro.
nice.
Dégage la balle,
chill,
dégage la
It's,
balle,
look,
dégage,
I'll
dégage.
admit,
moi.
like, Donald
Non, mais
Trump,
voilà,
J'ai
voilà,
l'impression que je vais
a
crever.
great example of
Mais qu'un faux. Qu'est-ce que notre équipe occupée de faire, caralho? Sorry guys, sorry guys, sorry guys.
Okay, and he will
Yeah.
not shy away from going after his enemies, but it's
I don't,
futile.
look, they went after him first, man. I ain't gonna lie.
They
Ouais,
did,
kinda-
franchement,
Yeah,
on
they
a
went
de la
after
chance
him
parce qu'on aurait
I
mérité
can see why
d'avoir
bro's
en
mad because they
marquant
actually
cinq
they had a
goals,
witch
les
hunt
gars.
against him, dude.
Tout ce
Holy.
qu'ils ont mis, franchement,
You know,
and
Letitia
powerful.
James,
Nous, qu'est-ce qu'on a fait?
This was
Rien.
powerful.
Bragg.
He shits
Rien.
on Trump a lot. Go ahead.
Fannie Willis, you know, Jack Smith, Doreen Jack Smith, right? Like,
Doreen
you know,
Jackson.
they all went after him, dude. They all went
fait
after him.
rien.
We could keep playing this thing, though, here with
Oh,
Iran. I know we kind of went into
Oh
different stuff.
putain, faux.
Rentrez chez vous, à fou. Allez manger un bon bol de bacalhau.
Bacalhau. Ah, c'est mort, c'est mort, c'est mort. Oh
Arrêtez de jouer au foot, à fou, parce que là, c'est honteux ce qu'ils font.
No!
One of the things that
Shut up! Don't bitch, go back to the kitchen. Let's go back.
Shannon, we have another decision, and it's a big one. It has to do with birthright citizenship. It was an executive order that President Trump, on day one of his second term in January 2025, signed an executive order.
Je vais juste
It was
passer.
immediately challenged,
Oh,
and now we can
il y a une
tell
deuxième
you
phase.
that the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled against President Trump's order to
Je veux juste
limit
tanker.
birthright
Tank sa mère.
citizenship.
Tank.
Shannon, we have talked for some time
J'ai
about
l'armure la plus
President
lourde du
feeling
jeu, sa mère. Va te
he
faire
would not
foutre,
win
je t'ai
on
tanké,
this one.
petite pute.
The question is, why not?
Okay,
Tu l'as
right off
enculé.
the bat, it says children born in the United
enculé.
States to parents unlawfully
Je
or
m'attendais pas à
temporarily
gagner.
present are, quote, subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are citizens at birth under the 14th Amendment's Citizenship Clause. So look how this broke down. As we expected, the
Pourquoi
Chief
j'ai un
Justice
calice
wrote this
capricieux?
opinion. Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, Barrett, and Jackson joined.
Sneeko, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, my friend. W Sneeko. Yeah,
shout out
Sneeko
Sneeko,
just
he's in
chatted.
there?
He's
What's
in
up, Ninja?
mine, yeah. We love
Cherchez à faire quelque
Sneeko.
chose, parce que là,
Yeah,
ça va
yeah,
He's
pas.
not live today. He's taking a break. He's been grinding the World Cup. Shout out to Sneeko. Good
Yeah,
brother,
shout out
Sneak.
to
Brother,
Sneeko.
Sneak. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Jackson has a concurring opinion in which Sotomayor joins.
Juste
Justice
défends
Kavanaugh
bien
files an opinion
notre
concurring in the
une
judgment and
simple
dissenting in
grenade,
part.
mais sa
The
mère.
dissent comes from
Une-
Justice
une simple
Thomas. He
grenade.
is joined by Gorsuch.
All right, Tina, watch it. I'm going to shout
Was
around
it- was
your
it-
ass. I
was
was
it
not
Clarence
eating bananas and rice.
boum.
Huh?
Bien sûr, bien
Is that
sûr.
Clarence Thomas
C'est-
that dissented it?
Sainte
Yes, I
grenade.
think so.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
the
The black
nigga.
guy. I think it's
Nice, nice.
Quoi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Clarence
a-
Thomas.
Oh, you
The
want-
citizenship
No.
clause added-
What the fuck? The fuck was that?
Today's opinion
Sorry, guys, sorry, guys, sorry, guys.
citizenship, I respectfully
Ouais,
dissent.
je
m'attendais pas à ce que
Said
tu saches.
in some of his final remarks were
Tu gères ça?
beginning remarks. Yeah, so
Non,
he
And
was-
that
mais
goes- that goes to
pourquoi je peux
Trump
parler à
wasn't he?
quelqu'un?
I'm not
That's
sure. Was he one
crazy
of the
work.
ones that Trump
Ok, je vais
appointed?
parler à
He
la
was?
personne.
I'm
Ah non,
almost
tu
certain he's
joues à
Trump
ton
appointed,
jeu,
bro.
là,
That's
l'ordre
crazy work.
de Fallon.
That's crazy work.
It's crazy. No,
L'ordre de Fallon.
by the way, Tina saying Riyadh eating bananas and rice, watching it. That's a serious accusation.
Wasn't that yogurt?
On va arrêter.
I will get you removed. Yeah, it was Greek yogurt. The joke is because like Somalis
temps
eat
d'arrêter,
everything with bananas. Like they'll eat
Oh,
bananas
do
with
they?
anything. The niggas try to crack jokes. It's pretty funny. But watch.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
Everything with bananas and shit.
I don't know what, bro. We're not in at all, bro. Not even close.
Ah, bro, the
Not
trolls be having a field day with that shit.
Peut-être une idée.
It's like, bro. Although I've never been. No one's ever called me that. Like actually, people have trolled me. Like, oh, Somali nigga. Like, all right, fuck off. But like, no one's ever actually mistaken me for that. I don't think I look Somali, but hey, the jokesters got jokes, right? It's fine.
Alito. And then Justice Gorsuch apparently has his own dissenting opinion. So it is what we expected after the arguments here. And it looks like a bit of a split, but enough of a plurality coming together to say that the executive order that the president issued very quickly upon taking office is no good. And that if people are here, subject to the jurisdiction.
No, so it's not him. It's Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett are the Trump
Mais t'as
appointees
déjà
and
bu un Red Bull?
justices. So the
Okay.
nigga didn't even have no vested interest. That nigga just
T'as
don't
déjà
like
bu un Red
immigrants.
Bull?
That definitely comes from a descendant of slaves. He said, yeah.
Ça t'a
this
donné
is
des
for
ailes?
us. So, that's
No.
what it is.
Thereof includes people
Eh ben,
who are
c'est une fausse
here
pub.
illegally.
Putain,
mais-
Writing for the majority, Chief Justice Roberts says this:
c'est écrit dans la
citizenship
pub.
then and now was
Ça
the
donne
right
des ailes,
to
donc ça doit
have
te donner des
rights
ailes.
to freely participate in our political community. Talking about the 14th
T'en as un
Amendment,
chez toi, Mia, il y a
the
un Red
framers
Bull?
of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every freeborn person in this land. That's a quote, and it looks like it's a quote back to some of the legislative debate about this in Congress. He says we keep that promise today. So. A loss probably expected by the
Oh,
Trump
goddamn!
Oh là 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 là
All right, thank you so much, Vicky and Jonathan Shirley. President Trump went to this argument. It didn't go as they would like, and you have some thoughts as to why. Go ahead.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name just by thinking about it. Meet Base 40.
Il a literally dit fuck them kids. I'm dying.
Oh,
my gosh, that's
oh,
too
ferme ta
funny.
gueule. Oh là là, tu parles trop, t'es en train d'embrouiller les joueurs là. Oh, il continue en plus, arrête, ferme ta gueule, t'es en train de les
Oh, that
embrouiller.
was too funny.
Ils ont que 2 neurones, n'oublie pas. Faut pas trop en demander.
This is exactly what some of us
tu peux leur dire
predicted
de-
after
Yeah!
the argument. Chief Justice Roberts
Eh,
said
ta
rather
caralho!
pointedly when
On a besoin de lui maintenant!
I don't know if they just
Yes!
I was reading the chat, but Trump actually sat.
Il faut que le sprinter vienne! Allez, refaire Leão, caralho! Viens refaire Leão! É assim mesmo, caralho! Tá na hora de correr! Sorry guys.
Encore
And
Messi,
Watsi's arguments.
bro.
Shut up! There's no Messi here, there's no princess, fuck off!
Messi, the Black Messi.
Fuck the Messi, fuck that shit, fuck that cunt! This princess ass bitch ass
Oh,
nigga.
Black Messi, non, d'où tu sors ça?
What the fuck, bro?
D'où tu sors ça, toi?
T'as dit Messi, à la télé, il y avait un truc, il y avait un Black
Riyad, I turned on TikTok on my end as well, so.
Par contre, il est un peu grand,
women
Messi.
for a little bit.
Okay. Honestly, no
We're not
cursing
hard.
too, right?
We will after. Not too much crazy. We could curse a little bit, but yeah.
Well, the Constitution hasn't changed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's all.
Non, ne me dis pas que c'est jaune.
It's fine. Though. We're covering this. It's all good.
Ah, fou, si je vois un jaune, je pète un câble. Si je vois un jaune, je pète un câble.
We can talk about the Middle East too.
La quantité de fautes que j'ai vu que le gars il me fait pas de jaune et maintenant pour ce truc de merde il fait un jaune, je pète un câble.
And that is reflected in this opinion. It is a roaring decision in favor of birthright citizenship as contained within the 14th Amendment. That is despite the countervailing evidence of some of the drafters of that amendment that they did not want this to be something that would cover birthright citizenship. Now, having said that, there are very good arguments on both sides here.
Inch'Allah, tu rates.
And I'm just reading through the today.
What are the leftist arguments for it? Because honestly, I don't see a point for birthright citizenship anymore the way it is now. People just scam.
Sorry guys.
It's one of the most scammed things we have in this country.
C'était au centre, mais
The 14th Amendment is the thing.
C'était au centre du
The 14th Amendment actually does cover illegal aliens. It's kind of a broad amendment versus the rights argument is like no.
What? Huh?
No, I just heard the first amendment
Illegal aliens?
Covers, yes, illegal aliens.
Okay.
Like, is that normal?
People that are immigrants that come from the outside into the country illegally, they're called illegal aliens.
Okay, that's what. Okay.
It's just a name. They're not actually aliens, but
no,
they give the name of illegal aliens.
Yeah, no, okay.
That's what they do. That's how they call it, at least in the legal side of stuff, to give them names.
I was just This was meant for freed slaves, and that's it. Like nothing else. So their argument is a liberal one, right? One of progressivism, one of inclusivity, which is the fact that the 14th Amendment in its code, I think it states somewhere that, you know, it's a right to jurisdiction. So it doesn't matter how you're born or what the circumstances are, whoever your parent is. It's the fact that geographically, so long as you're born in the United States, you are a citizen.
Il a éliminé 3 joueurs en une passe, les gardiens. Magnifique.
Some indirect or direct way. That's really their argument from a legal code standpoint. However, I mean, emotionally as well, right? They feel like people should have the right. How many people have capitalized off of birthright citizenship?
Good. Now, what I'll do is, no, I'll just pull it up real quick just so people can like actually look at it. So here we go. 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution ratified in 1868 following the Civil War guarantees birthright citizenship, ensures equal protection under law, and protects citizens' rights against infringement by state governments. I'm assuming what they're contending is obviously the birthright citizenship part.
Yeah, because within that clause itself, the argument comes about that regardless of the circumstances, you are to be given citizenship, which is like the whole point of contention. And you know, like, it's important to know the reason why the Supreme Court upheld this, aside from the fact that maybe some of them found this to be legitimate, is, I mean, could you imagine if this was overturned? Could you imagine if Donald Trump successfully penetrated and actually got some steps in the ground of amending the Constitution, even, you know, and that's been done before, but to this degree for something as, you know, hot and as culturally important and relevant as this would have been a big deal. So I think maybe some of that influenced their decision as well.
Sorry guys.
What people will say about the Supreme Court, oh, they're worried about the Constitution and upholding the law. But I mean, could you imagine if this was overturned? The liberals and the left would have mobilized and assembled in a way we would have never seen, or we haven't seen since 2020. I bet you, if they abolished birthright citizenship. So it was. I was almost positive when I saw this and the final decision being done today. I knew that it wouldn't win over, but you know, definitely something that they're going to parade about and be happy for. And again, just more political L's for Trump. I mean, here's the thing: when you have a ton of executive power and you use it, that's cool. But you better win, and you better actually make sure your legislation passes. Because if it doesn't, the blowback is severe, and we're gonna start to see the beginning stages of this as we move into later in the summer and fall.
Fuck everything, bro.
And I think the GOP is having like some meeting in Oklahoma or something like that. Trump is gonna do like some unorthodox rally meeting in Oklahoma next month or something like that. I was reading that out of the New York Times as well.
Bro's getting ready for the midterms, man. He knows it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do something.
It's gonna be an uphill battle, man.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be doing something culturally significant in order to win the hearts back, because a lot of people have now left the coalition, I suppose. But yeah, that would be their argument, you know. So, and look, I mean, that's been in the Constitution for decades. So for them to also overturn and amend that as well, I mean, there's also the understanding that that's just something that's normally sat for a while. It might take a little bit more influence and or motivation, legitimate reason for them to do that. You know, and here's the thing, man. The GOP,
on arrive dans le temps fatidique, les 80e minutes,
sincèrement, Ronaldo sort. On a besoin de l'autre. Il faut que l'autre commence à courir. La défense, elle est fatiguée, mais non, on a besoin de quelqu'un qui court.
That kind of party of people, the like somewhat censor conservative.
What the fuck was that, bro?
So for them, there's really no benefit in that.
Sorry guys.
Who knows what kind of vested interest some of these justices have?
Faut que Ronaldo sort. On a besoin de quelqu'un qui court maintenant. La défense, ils sont de la merde maintenant.
I don't think that would benefit the super rich earning class. And I mean super rich earning class here in the United States, which is probably some of the reason as to why. You know, Trump is doing this to kind of stand on business, because he has said for years, like, I will abolish birthright citizenship, but everybody knew, as they said, the Trump White House and the administration knew that this was unlikely to pass or even get past the Supreme Court. So
too many ideas, too many
fuck off,
zero focus. Here's how to break this up.
Magnifique.
Bien joué, caralho.
Comment il trouve l'espace?
It's a very comprehensive and good faith argument. What is left here is a decision for the country as to whether it wants to examine a constitutional amendment. Some countries that have had birthright citizenship got rid of it, because many of us believe it's an incredibly ill-considered policy. We can.
Yeah, most of Europe, Asia, the Middle East, that doesn't exist. You know, if your parents don't have the ethnicity home to that land, or an indigenous, or have legitimate standing, it doesn't matter if you're born there. You're not given citizenship right off the bat.
I mean, we know that. Like, we got cousins that were born in Saudi Arabia, bro, and none of them have citizenship.
Yeah, bro, a bunch.
They're like, no, thank you. We're not gonna give it to you ever.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just the way most of the world actually works, but it's the West, really. South America, North America, you got Canada. They have that kind of like birthright citizenship culture, but that's just not a thing in really the East. Like all of Asia, all of Europe, the Middle East especially, the UAE, we always talk about how strict they are with immigration and things like that, and all those sort of custom rules and regulations.
No, Jesus Christ.
Sanguinis or something like that, but it's the idea that there's no blood connection or there is a blood connection to the birth rather than like being geographically dependent, which is the way the United States operates. So it is an amendment or legislation that does hurt the country's like legitimate standing of American citizens long term, I would argue, but I knew that this wouldn't pass by any stretch of the imagination.
Make that decision as well, but we're going to have that debate, and we're going to have to agree.
Come on!
We really haven't had a national
Sorry guys.
This has largely been contained within the court system, and it may be time for us as a country.
Oh, concession. Non, pas l'autre, tu peux le laisser sur le banc.
Non, on n'a pas besoin de lui, C'est pas lui qu'on a besoin, fou.
À part si tu le mets au milieu de terrain. Là, oui, mais sur l'aile, non. Il va le mettre au milieu de terrain. Milieu de terrain, ça va.
Let's go.
To decide how we define citizenship.
It's also something that like only the Republicans care about. The Democrats don't talk about this ever. Like this is a non-issue for them. Like, they never touch immigration topics like this ever. You know, because this
is considered far-right policy. You know, most of the world shares the value that you shouldn't give birthright citizenship to people automatically just for being born there. Right, being geographically dependent. This is considered like a very far-right fringe, I would argue even like dissident thing to be in favor of. So yeah, the left would never ever even bring something close like this to legislation, to the table of legislation. It would earn them so much blowback immediately. Huh?
Even centrists wouldn't bring this to the table.
Yeah, because this is where, look, they see this stuff and then they try to conflate it with fascism, and they try to say this is the first step in fascism, and Trump is using the executive power, things like that. There is a legitimate pro-American patriotic argument for overturning this aspect of the 14th Amendment, I would argue, but
it's abused. It's 100% abused. I mean, look, like, you know, there's I can't tell you guys how many foreign nationals come to the United States 6-7 months pregnant and then stay here just so that they can get a kid born here, and that kid can have a U.S. citizenship and come back later on. Like, that's literally what it is, dude. They scam it all the time.
This is why the term is coined anchor baby, right? For people who don't understand. It's everything that's contingent upon that child being born here that saves the family from actually going back to where they're from. So, you know, it's a loophole in the system, if you will. But it's not something that will ever go.
I'm for it. I'm for eliminating it too. I think it creates a lot of problems. But you know, let's be honest, bro. You guys got to realize that, like, I don't think people understand like how normies think, right? Obviously, you guys are listening to us. We have our political opinions. Some people might say we're far right, whatever. Who cares? Normies, like regular people, tend to be centered. Okay, and when I say this, I mean as in like something like this is like unheard of for them. Like, what? You want to remove birthright citizenship? No, why?
Okay, c'est qui sort?
Most people, if you ask them for their political opinion, they're of the political opinion where it's like, if it doesn't bother anyone, I don't care. Oh, what are your thoughts on gay marriage? I don't care. Does it affect anybody? No, I don't care. What are your thoughts on immigration? Does it affect anybody? Not really. Maybe some people here or there. I don't care. Like normies don't care about a lot of these hot button topics that we argue about here on the internet, bro. Like that's just the uncomfortable reality, which is why a lot of times nothing gets done about it.
Yeah.
You know, most people look at it like, if it doesn't like affect me negatively, I'm not even gonna bother to care about it, or I'm not gonna give my opinion on it because I'll get fired. Or because even if they do have a hot take on it, they're not gonna say it publicly. Like, they're not gonna say it publicly at all.
Yeah, this is definitely considered one of those fringe views. But I mean, it's legitimate and it's consistent. And to think about it, I mean, how many immigrants hopped over the border during the Biden administration? You know, 6 million plus 10 million. There's different numbers. It's all controversial, but you know that does make a difference. And so doing this or enacting this piece of legislation, right, actually overturning birthright citizenship, would really not make that big of a difference, especially in the short term. These immigrants are still going to have kids. They're still going to fight for them to get citizenship. They'll figure out ways to do that, and so there will be sanctuary cities for them regardless at all times. Fleeting ideas or something that's just more of a symbolic win than a legitimate one or a tangible one, because the damage is already done in terms of like mass immigration. It's been done. So this is really not even doing much anyways, if it were to even pass, if Trump was to even get what he wanted, and at the end of all of it, he didn't get what he wanted. So, you know, and by the way, I'm well aware that immigration has had its benefits in terms of its contribution to GDP and everything, and these people pay taxes, but it does get to a point where now we've seen diminishing gains, and that's especially after 2021 and 2022. So, you know, it is what it is, but certainly a large unlikelihood here. But it is crazy that not wanting people, like, it's a popularized thing around the world. People never know that. Like, no other country shares this kind of rulemaking, and especially the powerful ones that are concerned about the structural integrity of their company or their country and their national people. They never have policy similar to this one. So, you know, you could argue about it for days, but certainly something that's not as extreme as people like to write it off to be.
Yep. And
I have a thread here from, we'll finish this because there's still some good stuff in here, but I have a thread here of the best pieces from Clarence Thomas's 91-page dissent in the Supreme Court's ruling. So we can look at some of his his pieces there and his thoughts.
All right, 14th Amendment ratified in 1868. Back to Shannon Bream for the view from Justice Thomas, who was a dissenter here. Shannon.
De laagste prijzen, ook tijdens de solden. Van den Borre, voor het leven.
Piece of shit algorithm, fuck you! God, I hate YouTube! Dog shit algorithm!
Yeah, in his dissent, he gets to that point, Bill, that you're making there. The 14th Amendment was enacted in the wake of the Civil War, quote, with the one pervading purpose of securing equal citizenship for the freed slaves. He writes, it was enacted, as Justice Harlan wrote, to secure to a race recently emancipated the civil rights that other citizens enjoyed. So Thomas has always been about that was the purpose of the 14th Amendment. He goes on to say that the court, meaning the majority now, has repurposed the 14th Amendment to protect its own set of preferred rights that the Reconstruction Congress never contemplated and that cannot find support in the text. Today, the court does so by recognizing a constitutional right to citizenship for the children of all foreign birth tourists and illegal aliens. He uses very specific language there. Again, Justice Thomas.
Yeah, and I don't see. Here, can you pause it real quick? And I don't see a problem with that. Like these birth tourists, which there's a lot of them, like I told you guys before. And then illegal aliens. I don't see an issue with that. With removing birthright for these people because they're scamming the system. But you know, of course these guys. And here's the thing, man. If it doesn't get pushed with Trump, it ain't gonna get pushed, bro. Trump has been one of the more harder presidents on immigration, and the fact that it's not getting pushed under him is cooked, bro. It's not gonna get pushed.
Yeah, it's over. If he couldn't do it,
if
he couldn't do it, bro, it's like nobody could do it, man. Or no one else is gonna. You would need someone else that's like, a hardcore nationalist to do it, and Trump is the closest to it. Even though he's owned by, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, and people don't understand, man. Like, again, there's just look on its face, like the GOP and Republican Party is like anti-immigration, but I just think there's always internal pieces that are actually in favor of this shit. Like, and they're not as hard against it as they make it seem. Like a J.D. Vance or like a Vivek Ramaswamy. So, I think the back end moving pieces always have some vague element of interest in immigration to some degree, and this might be a part of it, so it is what it is. And by the way, immigrants have kids at much higher rates than natural born Americans. Although that does taper off after the first or two generations, they run wild with this. And I know people whose parents have done birth tourism, like they were born here and niggas left 10 minutes later. So it's then they come back and they have an accent. They don't even speak English, and it's like, wow, that's unbelievable. But
there you go. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a strategy, and I call it a loophole.
It's fine. Fais la faute, it cuts everything. We can move back. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Does have that issue.
It's fine. It's
the
fine.
government's argument, which they made here very passionately, that the 14th Amendment was about protecting the children of freed slaves and not what we've come to understand it as.
As long as it cuts the fucking plate, it's good. It's good.
It came up in the arguments, and clearly that's a very big concern of the dissenters. We also have dissents by Justice Alito and others, so we'll read those as well.
All right, thank you so much. Let's bring in Hugh Hewitt, of course. He's has the Hugh Hewitt Show and a Fox News contributor with his reaction this morning. Good morning, Hugh.
Now we can even do physicals now.
Good morning.
The fuck is this shit?
Fox News for all the crybabies saying I always watch Al Jazeera. I watch all news, you bastards.
Dana, my reaction this morning is I'm not surprised by any of these decisions. I would have agreed with, were I in the court, with all three of them. I think the Chief Justice has hit it out of the park on the birthright citizenship issue, and we finally have a decision that lays to rest this endless debate that text, history, and tradition in fact affirm if you're born in the United States, you're a citizen. I love Justice Kavanaugh's clarity on boys and girls sports. He simply says the Equal Protection Clause allows states to do what they want to do to protect women. And as to the third case on campaign funding, Karl Rove, the architect, had it exactly right. It strengthens parties. It makes parties much more vibrant. And so I think, from my perspective, it's 3-0 for the Constitution today. Now, I know some people, as a matter of policy, as Professor Turley just put out, would like to amend the Constitution to change the citizenship to prevent against birthright citizenship. We can pass a law to tighten up visa. We can secure the border like President Trump has done. But the Constitution is pretty easy to understand. It was written by farmers for farmers. I like to tell that to my common law students every single year. There's nothing magic about this if you just simply read the document. text history.
Je savais qu'on allait encaisser, à fou. Vous êtes trop nuls, là. Vous laissez trop d'espace, à fou.
Fucking dog shit country, bro. The fuck?
Putain, c'est incroyable, hein. L'Espagne, ils donnaient des avertissements, ils réfléchissent pas, fou. C'est fou.
Fucking country, fucking retarded. It's very obvious, caralho. They always pass like that. God damn. We never learn.
Allez dormir, à fou. Moi, je suis espagnol, ça y est. Moi, je mange des paellas maintenant.
Qu'est-ce que j'entends?
Il mange des paellas, fou.
Non, mais moi, je suis en train de jouer, j'entends cette merde.
Regarde-moi ce
mec.
guignol. Pourquoi tu... Il est tout seul. C'est trop abusé. C'est trop
dumb!
Mec,
so fucking dumb!
Ça, c'est un niveau débutant, ça, frère.
I'm seeing children play football. That's what I'm seeing.
Ah, c'est bon. Putain, mec, il m'a tellement...
Je savais, à fou.
Fucking
Jamais on va gagner contre
goddamn!
l'Espagne. L'Espagne, ce sera toujours les meilleurs du pays ibérique, à fou. Ce sera les meilleurs, à fou. Toujours. On va jamais gagner contre eux, à fou.
Non, il faut avoir espoir, caralho. Toi, tais-toi, toi aussi.
Trop gentil, trop...
Toi, tais-toi. On a besoin de l'espoir aussi, toi aussi. Ta gueule.
Non, y a pas d'espoir, frère. Qu'est-ce que tu veux?
Y a l'espoir.
C'est dur.
Nala, caralho.
Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux faire, là, fou? On a... Oh, attends.
Voilà, on a gagné une balle. Nala, caralho.
Ouais, écoute, pour caralho, frère. On a fait que 7 tirs en 90 minutes, à fou. Sur 15 pour l'Espagne. Ouais, on va pas aller loin, fou. Ah, ça se voyait déjà dès le premier match qu'on n'allait pas aller loin, fou, c'est bon. Allez construire des murs, allez dans les chantiers, fou, vous êtes nuls. Trop nuls.
Il me fait rire.
Mais laisse-moi t'étais pas comme ça, caralho, ça m'énerve. É assim mesmo. Coupa a bola, corre, caralho, corta na hora. Sorry, guys, but we're desperate times.
Desperate cries.
Shut up, nigga. Shut up.
Ça se voyait au loin.
It's time, bro. It's time. We need to score. Come on.
C'est fou,
Damn.
hein, le but qu'on se prend.
This shit's
dingue,
kinda cold.
Quelle erreur. Ouais.
What was that?
Moi, j'ai envie d'aller de l'autre côté.
Je sens qu'on va se prendre un deuxième.
Ah, fou, il y a à peine 6 minutes, fils de pute. Ta mère la pute, hein, fou. Tous les jeux c'était 10 minutes et cette fois-ci c'est 6. Va t'en foutre. Allez, caralho. Ouvrez les yeux.
Ou pas.
30 encore, mais sans doute encore 2 minutes de plus. On ne peut pas lui donner le ballon. Léo part tout seul. Sur le côté gauche, empêche le ballon de sortir. Léo. Ouais, il va finir un appui derrière. Il y a besoin de lui, hein. Et il y a du monde cette fois dans le grand rectangle espagnol. Récupération.
Ils sont occupés de fermer tout, hein, fou. Ils sont tout le monde est en défense maintenant, c'est pas en Espagne. Fuck.
Et perdonné. Avec un centre là-bas.
What was that, bro?
Oui, encore là. Il n'avait pas été touché, hein, ce ballon. Bon. Portugais a bien fait de s'en saisir. Semedo. Filé sous la pression de Yamal.
Ah, il est...
Allez, caralho!
Hein? Je peux aller en bas? Hein? Je savais pas. Ok.
C'est le de caralho!
Je pense qu'il y a quelques cris.
Shut up!
Non, j'ai juste l'impression que j'entends.
Mais putain, fou, c'est quoi ces balles perdues de merde? Ah, c'est mort, fou, on a perdu, c'est mort, c'est mort. C'est mort. C'est mort, c'est fini.
Dit,
c'est mort. Ah,
moi,
fou,
je l'ai dit, hein.
c'est quoi ce jeu de Portugal de merde? C'est quoi ça? What the fuck was that?
Je savais qu'il fallait pas qu'on se prenne de but, à fou. L'Espagne n'a pas encaissé depuis le début du tournoi, à fou. Et on joue comme des... Oh, putain.
Come on!
Ouais, mais les Espagnols, ils sont meilleurs, hein.
Toi, tu vas énerver Gonzalo.
Shut up!
C'est vrai.
Bacalhau!
De la toundra.
Parce qu'il lui a dit après, mais...
Confrontation directe entre Portugal et Espagne. C'est 41 matchs. 10 putain, ouais.
C'est mort, c'est mort.
18 victoires, 16
c'est mort.
nuls et 7.
C'est mort, c'est mort, c'est mort, c'est mort. Ils vont gaspiller le plus de temps possible, c'est mort. It's finished, it's finished, it's finished. Congrats, Argentina! You won the World Cup! Congrats! Like always, the princess has to fucking win. Congrats! Congrats, FIFA! Congrats! Keep sucking Messi's dick, bro! Keep sucking Messi's dick. Congrats! Some fucking bullshit. C'est fini, hein, c'est fini. C'est fini.
Ah gros, c'est pas le moment de se réveiller maintenant. Il fallait se réveiller depuis le début, à fou. Ah,
c'est mort, c'est mort, c'est mort, c'est mort.
C'est toujours la même merde.
Ah, j'essaie de me comprendre.
I don't understand how we always do the same fucking mistakes. It's literally the same mistakes non-stop. All the fucking time.
Pourquoi je suis portugais? Pourquoi je suis pas... J'en ai marre de perdre, à fou.
C'est quoi, je suis roumain? Je suis roumain à partir d'aujourd'hui, je suis roumain. Je suis roumain.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait?
Non, juste j'ai envie d'être roumain.
Pourquoi je suis pas né de l'autre côté de la frontière? Pourquoi je suis pas espagnol?
Je peux plus.
Putain, j'étais espagnol, j'aurais dit allez, arriba, vamonos. Mais non, je suis portugais, je crie comme un con, à fou, je suis cette équipe de merde, à fou. Et des nuls, des
Sorry guys, I know I should continue with this, but it's desperate times. I have to stay paused. I have to be.
Putain de portugais de merde, à fou.
It has to stay paused. Come on! Come on! Hera, come on! Come on, fuckers! Come on!
Okay.
On est
Screw this fucking shit!
Le seul pays.
So we can keep going! Come on!
Ouais, mais on gagne rien.
What the fuck?
Putain, c'est un truc de fou, hein. On est le seul pays au monde où le sport numéro 1 c'est le foot, mais on gagne rien dans le foot. On est nuls. Va te foutre des cabrons du caralho, à fou. Il fallait tirer du 50 mètres, à fou.
Je savais pas qu'il y avait une possibilité d'aller là.
C'est énervant, hein. Chaque année on déconne favoris, chaque année on perd comme des cons, à fou.
We always do the same fucking shit! The same fucking mistakes. It's actually insane. Yeah, we deserve to lose that game 100%.
Oh, va te foutre des Espagnols du caralho.
We deserve to lose that game 100%.
J'en ai marre d'être.
Deserve to lose that game, bro. We always do the same fucking mistakes, bro.
Voilà, je suis italien, voilà. Italien, je suis même pas frustré, je joue même pas la Coupe du Monde, à fou. Putain, c'est...
Non, on mérite. On mérite de perdre, à fou. On mérite de perdre.
Merde, à fou. C'est incroyable, hein. La FPF, elle va chercher un coach qui branle pas une, à fou. Elle va chercher Mourinho ou je sais pas qui d'autre, à fou. Ils vont me chercher.
So pissed. I'm so pissed,
c'est
bro.
rien, Zbi. On est nul.
Moi, je suis bien.
Nul, c'est nul. On est plus bas que nul.
I'm so pissed. I'm so disappointed, bro. I've never seen one of the biggest fucking disappointments I've ever seen.
Ah, ça y est, moi je suis belge. Les Belges ils vont aller plus loin.
Allez Belgique. Allez Belgique.
Quoi, frère, c'est quoi ce pays de merde? Non, mais
I'm so disappointed. Portugal is the biggest, bro. They had the biggest chances this year than ever, and somehow we still fumble. You all are fucking dog shit. It's actually insane.
C'est honteux, c'est honteux. J'ai même pas la force de pleurer pour eux. C'est incroyable.
I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed, bro. Start from today, I'm Romanian, bro. I'm Romanian. Hey, let's go Romanian, bro. Romanian, bro. Romania,
incroyable. À chaque fois qu'on va voir Portugal-Espagne, on sait qu'on va perdre. C'est mathématique.
I'm so disappointed.
Mathématique.
I'm so fucking disappointed. So disappointed.
L'équation est putain de simple. Portugal-Espagne, défaite de Portugal. L'équation elle peut pas être plus simple que ça. On va jamais gagner contre l'Espagne. C'est incroyable. On se chie dessus, à fou. Et on dirait qu'ils ont tous la diarrhée sur le terrain.
C'est vrai, Gondolo?
At this point, it looks like it.
Je suis dégoûté.
I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed.
Moi, je suis...
On a la plus...
I'm proud.
On a une des plus belles équipes au monde et on fait que de la merde.
Oh non, putain!
Incroyable.
This year was the best year and the biggest chances that Portugal had. And we still fumbled because they play like dog shit. They always play like dog shit. We deserve to lose. I'm sorry. I see a team like this, we deserve to fucking lose. Like, we know how Spain plays. We've played against Spain so many times. They always play the same. And we always make the same mistakes still somehow. We deserve to lose. We deserve to lose. I'm Belgian, bro.
Portugais, on a perdu. Voilà.
I'm Belgian.
Portugais, on a perdu. Belgique, on a perdu.
I'm Belgian,
je suis
bro.
quoi alors? Je suis quoi? Je suis français, voilà. Français, au moins, je suis sûr qu'on va gagner. Pas de discussion, hein. Non, mais c'est énorme.
I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Portugal had the best year. Has the best team ever. He has the biggest chances ever. And we still somehow make the same fucking mistakes that the mistake we used to do in 1950s, bro. How is that possible? I am disappointed at esta seleção. I never seen a team with the biggest potential ever and somehow clowning our country in front of billions of people. I am fucking disappointed. So fucking disappointed. So disappointed. We deserve to lose. We fucking deserve to lose.
Pour me réconforter, je vais aller regarder Mickey Mouse. Voilà, Mickey Mouse as the best, c'est bon, on va aller dans le lit à moitié heureux.
I am so disappointed at Portugal, bro. We had the biggest chances ever, and we still somehow make the same mistakes than in the 1970s and the 2000s. We still make the same mistakes. How? The team has changed so much, and we still do the same shit. I am fucking disappointed at my country. I am fucking disappointed.
Je vais tomber en congé maladie pour les.
I am disappointed. I am fucking disappointed.
Chez moi, c'est bon.
Spain deserved to win that game. Spain deserved to win. They saw that they would keep doing the same mistakes, and they took advantage of it. Big props to Spain. Big props, bro. They saw they keep doing the same dumb shit mistakes, and they took advantage of it. There was props. Give props. Nice, FIFA. Congrats. You got what you wanted, FIFA. Messi's gonna win the World Cup again. Are you happy? Congrats. Congrats, FIFA. Congrats. I'm so disappointed. I'm so fucking disappointed. We have the biggest potential in Portugal ever. Ever. And we still do the same shit. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, bro. Hey, Dark, do you have a rope and a gun?
Not on me, but we can try to buy them.
Fuck! Hey, congrats, Argentina, congrats, Messi, you won the World Cup. Congrats.
You know, I'm very supportive for
congrats.
my friends, you know. Yeah, don't worry, I won't hold you down, I'll hold you up.
Moi, je suis de la planète. Moi, je suis martien.
Congrats, Messi. You won another World Cup. Congrats, FIFA. You managed to rob the whole fucking tournament so Messi and Argentina can win another World Cup. Congrats. You got what you wanted. Parabéns. Honestly, sincèrement, moi j'espère que France gagne, caralho, para esta Argentina e para caralho. J'espère que France gagne à fou. Mais non, je suis français. Allez, Mbappé, ouvre les yeux, caralho. C'est l'heure de marquer 30 buts à fou. Ça mère leur pute.
Tu sais quoi, je suis norvégien. C'est bon, moi j'ai eu plus de sensations avec la Norvège qu'avec ce pays.
On faut que tout le monde gagne, except l'Argentine, à fou. Ça mère l'Argentine, on veut que les autres gagnent.
Là, je vais supporter la Norvège.
Allez France, allez Norvège, allez caralho. Allez Belgique, c'est l'heure de mettre ces fils de pute par terre.
Belgique n'a pas perdu?
Non. Elle va jouer à 1h du mat avec Amérique. Elle joue demain à 2h du mat contre Amérique.
Donc, dans quelques heures.
Yeah, dans quelques heures. Allez Belgique, allez France, allez Norvège. C'est l'heure d'ouvrir les yeux et mettre ces Argentines dans la merde. C'est l'heure. Ils méritent pas même pas sortir des groupes. On sait très bien qu'ils sont favoris, on sait très bien qu'ils trichent. C'est l'heure de mettre ces fils de pute dans la merde. Come on.
Le but est tellement nul.
I'm so pissed off, bro. I'm so disappointed. But it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what happens when we do the same mistakes. What can we do?
So I think it's a 3-0 day for the
I'm so pissed, bro. I'm so pissed.
Wow. Okay. Hugh, stand by. Back to Shannon.
Year after year, bro. Always call us the finals because our team does the same shit. It gets tiresome, bro. At this point, I don't care about Portugal. Hey, Portugal's done. Portugal is never gonna fucking win. Ronaldo, retire, please. Please retire. Our team doesn't deserve you. Our team doesn't deserve you. I'm sorry.
Je réfléchis. Je me demande ils sont forts dans quel sport. En fait, on est nuls partout.
Non, on est fort dans futsal. On est fort dans futsal.
Laisse tomber, non.
Dans futsal.
Yeah, futsal.
Nul partout, wesh.
Non. Hey, mais toi, ta gueule, toi. Dans futsal, on est fort. Toi, ta gueule, toi.
C'est un peu sale, le futsal.
Shut up.
Je te jure, c'est sale. C'est un gangbang à fou.
Quoi? Attends, je sais pas que...
Putain, on est nuls partout, c'est fou. Y a pas à fond, on est portugais, on n'a pas un seul moment de joie, frère, c'est fou. Ah, c'est terrible, hein.
Ouh, damn, it does damage. Ouais, mais...
Voilà, it's time, like, come on, France, Belgium, and Norway. It's time to wake the fuck up. Fuck these Argentinian pieces of shit. Come on. One of you won the fucking World Cup. Argentina does not fucking deserve it. Or England. I forgot about England. England, come on. One of you. I'd rather one of you to win than fucking Argentina.
Up during the
Argentina have played dirty the whole tournament. They don't deserve to win.
Arguments. This is his separate.
Unfortunately, we fell. But it's time to all of you to get the fuck up and fucking fuck these cunts.
He said the court's interpretation also has
So
national security implications.
So fucking
that a
disappointed.
person's only connection to this country is that he was born here to a mother who was present just long enough to give birth and then quickly return to her native country.
They do that all the time. They do that all the time, dude.
That's the tourism we're talking about.
We deserve to lose. We deserve to lose, bro. The way we play, we deserve to lose.
Legislation, if it was passed, would it be the fact that everybody who has reaped the benefit of this in the last however much a lot of time would be removed and they would have that revoked, or would it be from here on out? You know, these are also very big deciding factors that change the outcome significantly. So that's something else.
Je construis plus des murs, mais je plie des villages.
Strategic adversary or enemy of the United States.
I'm so disappointed in my country.
The child never visited the United States while growing up and was inculcated.
Now the biggest chances ever, the best team ever, and somehow we cannot make it. We deserve to stay in the fucking trash. We deserve to lose non-stop. We deserve until our team wakes the fuck up and says it's time to fucking stop. It's time to put the fucking boots on and actually play seriously. We deserve to lose. We deserve it.
Yeah, they can't. A lot of you guys know. they cannot deny you at the border if you're a U.S. citizen from coming in.
Disappointed, bro. I'm so disappointed.
So, and then it's very difficult to denaturalize someone too. So, I mean, if you're born here, you're born here. You're gonna get the citizenship. But if you like get U.S. citizenship, even through fraud, bro, it's hard for them to. They'd have to prove significant fraud for them to denaturalize you. So it's not easy to even denaturalize someone after they become naturalized.
Wow.
Well, dude, our immigration system is so broken. It is so broken. I don't think people understand how broken it is. People think.
I'm gonna drink a cup of water. Come back in a second.
Bah voilà, là c'est beaucoup mieux. Quart de finale. L'Argentine, Égypte, et bon, normalement ils devraient passer facilement. Ah, c'est demain en plus, ils jouent. Oh, l'Argentine joue demain à 18h. Magnifique. On va pouvoir regarder le premier match de l'Argentine. Oh putain, la Colombie joue demain aussi contre la Suisse. Putain, ça c'est le cacao contre le café. Le chocolat suisse contre le café colombien. Ça c'est bien, Par contre... franchement c'est plutôt sympa parce que t'as un bon tableau. C'est bien sympa. Putain, on aurait pu jouer contre l'Argentine en... Franchement, Portugal ils sont un peu cons, hein. Bon, ça on savait déjà qu'ils sont un peu cons. Mais franchement, si on avait joué un peu plus sérieux contre la Colombie et qu'on avait gagné contre la Colombie, on aurait joué contre le Ghana. On serait passé. Si on gagnait. On aurait joué contre la Suisse. La Suisse, c'est une équipe qu'on connaît. On perd quasiment jamais contre les Suisses. C'est bon, quoi. On peut le faire. Et en quart de finale, on aurait joué contre l'Argentine. Là, non, ça aurait été terrible. Mais non, on va pas refaire ce qu'il a déjà fait parce qu'on est éliminé. Ça y est, c'est fini. On rentre chez nous. On rentre chez nous les mains vides. Comme des gros... comment dire? Comme des SDF, voilà. Les mains vides. Les poches vides.
I'm so disappointed. I'm so fucking disappointed. Sincèrement, Ronaldo, retire, please. Please retire. Portugal doesn't deserve you. Portugal does not fucking deserve you. We have the best team ever. Ever. And somehow we still make the same mistakes than the team that we had 200 years ago. Like, how can we still make the same mistakes than the old teams that were dog shit that 20 years ago? How can we still make the same mistakes? It's actually insane. We deserve to fucking lose. Ronaldo, retire. We, Portugal, we don't deserve you. We don't deserve you. The only thing we're doing is holding you down. That's all we're doing. Ronaldo, please retire so we don't have to stress because of us. Please. Please fucking retire. We don't deserve you, bro. We don't deserve you, bro. After so much shit you've been through, and after so much shit you conquered for our country, our team doesn't want to wake up and try to fucking win and get glory. They don't want to. They don't deserve you, Ronaldo. They don't deserve you. You retire, please, so Portugal can stand in the fucking mud and so they finally wake the fuck up. So it's time to actually play serious. Ronaldo, thank you for everything you've done for our fucking country. You're the biggest glory and the biggest happiness we ever had. Thank you. You give us glory. You give us everything. But the team that we have don't want to wake the fuck up so they can actually play seriously. I'm sorry, Ronaldo, but it's the Portuguese. We're like this, unfortunately. It is what it is.
Ah, bah voilà.
Ronaldo, I appreciate everything you've done for our country. You are the best player in the world, no matter what. Everyone can come here with everything, with Messi this, Messi that. Bro, FIFA is sucking Messi's dick, okay? They're not sucking Ronaldo's dick. So, Ronaldo is the best in the world. He's against the whole world all the fucking time. And he always carried. So, I don't want to hear it. Ronaldo, thank you for everything you've done. You're probably going to get a bunch of hate that you don't deserve. Because it's the team that played like dog shit. It was not you. It was the fucking team. Thank you. I appreciate Ronaldo for everything you've done. Because of you, we're able to see glory. You were able to show the potential that Portugal has. To be able to show that Portuguese football deserves to be in the glory, deserves to be in the big table. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, it's just the border. No, dude, it's not just the border. It's birthright citizenship. It's
I'm disappointed, but Ronaldo, thank you
waiver program.
For everything you've done for our country. Without you, we'll never had glory.
Our entire immigration infrastructure to
thank you, bro.
To naturalize and become a citizen and/or get some type of status. The entire system.
I know you're frustrated, Ronaldo. I saw you in the match getting frustrated. I understand. I understand you, bro. I've seen enough to understand why you get pissed with the team that you have. You have the best team in the world, one of the best teams in the world, and you can see that they don't want to win. They don't want to fucking win. They don't want to play. You can clearly see. I understand, Ronaldo, why you're frustrated. I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You've shown glory. You've shown Portuguese football. You've shown how beautiful our country is. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And they scam it all the time.
But we don't deserve you, bro. We don't deserve you, unfortunately.
Après,
This is what I'm saying. We need an immigration moratorium for a period of time.
I'm so disappointed.
And the entire coalition is just going to highlight on that and give them all of our, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So it's like one administration failing on legislation that's allowing the next wave of power to come in and take advantage of what they couldn't fix, which is the immigration crisis. So it's all done now. You know, it's over. And people hear this law and people hear this attempt by Donald Trump and his executive order, and they think he's like trying to. Well, he was trying to deport everybody, quote unquote, deport everybody. That failed on its face, but people hear this and they think like this is an attempt to like deport every baby that's been born here in the last however many years or whatever. But it's like this is something that would very slowly stop the bleeding to a point where it's marginally noticeable, you know. So if this couldn't win, it's all over. And this is why we were saying yesterday, bro, the blue wave is imminent. The blue wave is imminent. And
it is.
The right is absolutely cooked. Okay, I know it's not nice to hear that if you're right wing, but that's just that's the facts.
If they had gotten this pass, they would have used this to come after us as well. Create says small win last week was the cessation of TPS by the Supreme Court. Still not enough. Yeah, bro, that's not enough at all, bro. But yeah, dude, it's yeah, it's cooked.
Ça par contre, c'est intéressant.
Yeah, 100%.
Go ahead. We can keep watching. Shout out to all you guys watching on TikTok, by the way. I see you guys watching on TikTok. We got a good amount of you guys on there.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, even though TikTok is trash, I still think it's still trash. But yeah, shout out to you guys watching though. Because it's funny because like they'll be like, "What the? This guy's here." Yeah, bro, I know. It's crazy how many people like only use TikTok and don't go anywhere else, bro. It's insane,
bro. A lot. It's people's source for news. It's people's source for everything that's happening in the world. And I know that because I read the comments and people have like a one-sided judgment or opinion about any like mainstream story. Like I'll see now this on TikTok, they have like a pretty big TikTok following and they post these clips of JD Vance like
I'm never gonna watch football again, by the way, guys. It's over. There's the only reason is because we had the best team ever for Portugal. We never had a team like this. We have a super team. And we had Ronaldo. What more do you want? And the fact we couldn't win, it just shows we don't deserve to win.
Donald Trump always talking about the administration.
We don't deserve.
And everybody in the comments is like, you can tell they only spend their time on TikTok because they have absolutely no idea what's happening outside of the
The princess is going to win. Congrats.
It's the modern day TikTok brain. And by the way, TikTok has captivated the older generation as well. People think TikTok is just like young people. There's a lot of older folks on TikTok as well. I don't know the age ranges. I'm sure there's some sort of data point and or analytics out there for me to view, but there's a lot of older people on TikTok too. And
confrontation historique.
Owning it now is
ça, c'est quoi? Ça,
more
c'est
friendly
les
for
11
them
matchs.
versus the young.
Les 11 derniers matchs entre Portugal et l'Espagne.
Yeah.
C'est 3 victoires
will
pour
remain
l'Espagne,
in this
7 matchs
country
nuls et 1 victoire pour
illegally.
le Portugal.
He goes on to say, in my judgment, the court has made a mistake that will seriously affect the country's future. So some very pointed dissents here from those who raised these very big concerns during the arguments, and they're real world scenarios which are not a fantasy. They're not a movie. I mean, these things that can actually happen now under this ruling that you have today from the majority.
Direct.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows.
All right. So we can watch this JD interview. Do you have anything?
You want to speak right here?
Yeah, easy to tweet.
And as Iran negotiations continue in Doha, who's better to check in with for a little bit of analysis and insights than Vice President J.D. Vance? Mr. Vice President, it's great to see you. The author.
He's also promoting his book as well. He released another book.
Yeah, that's the tour. That's the purpose of the tour.
Bro's doing.
He did lose a considerable amount of weight. Maybe this nigga's on a GOP. Looking a little.
Yeah, he did lose
Les
some weight.
confrontations directes sont équilibrées sur base de données. 3
Probably.
pour
Mr.
l'Espagne.
Vice President, it's great
Pour le
to see you, the
Portugal, 3 pour
author
l'Espagne,
of the
4
new
matchs nuls.
bestseller, Communion,
Et un faible
Finding
score
My Way
sans
Back to
fréquent,
Faith.
moins de 2,
Mr. Vice President, thank you very much for joining us. We'll get to your book in just a moment. But I was anxious to talk to you about the Supreme Court today. First, on the birth tourism, birthright citizenship case. A lot of people were very concerned that this will throw open the door to hundreds of thousands of more individuals who are exploiting our system here. What is
everybody knew this wasn't going to get passed, so there's no surprise.
the
And I'm
administration
sure he's probably going to say he expected it.
prepared to do to protect the country, and what can it do after this ruling?
Well, one of the things we're going to have to do is just continue to enforce the border, Laura. This was a very disappointing ruling from the Supreme Court. Of course, we respect it, but we also think that it was a major mistake, as Justices Alito and Thomas pointed out. You know, one of the things that might invite, Laura, is people to come here quite literally on a vacation, give birth, and then all of a sudden the child and their family have the full benefits of American citizenship. It's just a preposterous ruling, and
it certainly is. You know, it's
I agree with them that it's a problem. You got to get rid of it.
absurdity of that outcome suggests why the Supreme Court should have went the other way. Now, I know a lot of conservatives, Laura, certainly the people that I'm talking to, that you're talking to, are extremely disappointed in this. I do actually think there's a really big silver lining here, and that's the simple fact that a lot of legal experts expected this case to go the wrong direction by 7-2 or even 8-1. The fact that this case was a 5-4 decision effectively means that the concept of birthright citizenship, which is an absurdity to the 14th Amendment, that concept is hanging by a thread. And so what I take from that is, yes, we've got to fix the immigration system even more. We have to be even more aware of who's coming.
It would be progress in the right direction, being it was so close if it was 5-4, the distance in the majority. But the problem is, you were the last hope in cracking that.
Non. J'ai pris une initiative. Je vais acheter le maillot du Portugal et dans le dos, je vais mettre loser 0-1. Voilà.
Ok.
Bah, c'est ce que Portugal mérite, de mon opinion.
Voilà, on est tous des losers, c'est bon.
Non, Portugal. Non, nous, on n'est pas losers. L'équipe portugaise est des losers. Eux, c'est des losers.
On est portugais, on est tous ensemble. Force,
non, tous ensemble.
Miaille,
tous ensemble.
Non, moi j'ai jamais été portugais, ta gueule.
Ouais, toi t'es portugais, faut que je lui dise, toi t'es un loser, toi.
Ta gueule, c'est vous les losers, pas moi.
Non, techniquement il est aussi loser, il a pas réussi à rentrer dans la Coupe du Monde. Il est aussi loser.
Non, il est pas loser, parce qu'il a pas disputé de match.
Mais quand même, loser, quand même.
Non, moi je suis meilleur parce que je ne suis jamais rentré de base.
Demain les gars, on va suivre les deux matchs qu'il y aura.
À quel suivre? Moi je veux rien suivre, c'est fini, je regarde plus foot, it's dead, c'est mort, je vais plus voir. Mec, Joe, on a la meilleure équipe possible que Portugal a jamais eue. Avec Cristiano. Et on n'a pas réussi. C'est mort, on va nulle part, c'est mort, on va nulle part.
Bon, on va espérer.
Portugal, excuse-moi, mais on va être sincère, Portugal ne mérite pas Cristiano. Portugal ne mérite pas Cristiano, il faut être sincère, Portugal ne mérite pas Cristiano.
J'espère qu'on va gagner une Coupe du Monde avant que je meure, hein, wesh.
Non, on va pas gagner, c'est mort, on va pas gagner.
Bro, tu vois, moi je suis encore gentil, je donne pas de time précis. J'ai juste avant de mourir, je veux qu'on gagne. C'est bon.
C'est mort, Joel. C'est mort.
Si ça se trouve, je meurs dans 5 ans, il y en aura toujours rien gagné.
On a gagné la Coupe d'Europe, on a gagné Liga des Naciones 2 times. Thank you, Ronaldo. Merci pour tout. Mais le fait qu'on a l'équipe qu'on a avec Cristiano et on n'arrive pas, même pas arrivé à semi-finale. C'est mort, on va nulle part, c'est fini. Portugal va jamais gagner, on a compris, c'est mort. Allez, France, j'espère que France gagne, Belgique gagne, Norvège ou Angleterre. Si Argentine gagne, on sait tous que le jeu et la compétition, it's fucking bullshit. We all know it. If Argentine win, if they win, we all know that the competition is rigged. We all know. We all know. We fucking all know. I hope Norwegia wins, or England, or France, or Belgium. They deserve to win more than us. They deserve to win. Argentina, they do not fucking deserve it. We all know that shit.
The next administration will let...
If they win the World Cup, I'm never gonna watch football again. It's a waste of time. Because the fact that they have the audacity of giving favoritism and let Argentina cheat like this so they can win again, it's a waste of time. There's no point watching football. There's no point of watching the competition. There's no point at all if they're willing to rig shit like this.
Likely not even go anywhere near that kind of legislation. I would like to predict. So this is the last chance.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dark, tomorrow is the Fallen of the... We're gonna play the Fallen, bro. I forgot. It's tomorrow, the Lord of the Fallen. It's tomorrow. The first stream. The first stream.
Yeah, immigration. The problem is, and look, guys, immigration has always been a double-edged sword politically. Most politicians never want to touch it. Even Republicans are scared to touch it. Trump is the closest we've ever come to anyone, like actually like doing mass deportations or whatever, and it's just not going to happen after this, bro.
That's the thing is, what pisses me off is, it's not that we didn't play we didn't play well. The problem is, you could see the team, they didn't want to win. You could see that. On arrivait à voir que l'équipe voulait pas gagner. Ça se voyait au loin. Ils voulaient pas gagner. Like, you can see that shit. You could see that shit.
Ils ont donné tout ce qu'ils avaient.
Non, moi je crois pas. Non, moi je crois pas. Moi je crois pas. Je crois pas qu'ils ont pas donné tout ce qu'ils avaient. I never seen a team that they have the potential that they have and they didn't want to win. It's they didn't want to win. You can clearly see they didn't want to win. Even Ronaldo was getting triggered. He was getting triggered in the middle of the fucking match. With raison. Because we have the team that we have and they didn't want to compete, they didn't want to win. We deserve to lose. I'm sorry, we deserve it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, but we deserve it.
This is what I keep saying. You know, you're going to use all this power.
One day we'll learn. But I don't think it's going to be in these next years in front of us. We're not going to. We're not going to be able to.
Absolutely storm you
into our country to make sure that they're not.
We deserve to stay in the fucking bottom. I'm sorry, we deserve it.
But it also means that we have to keep
until our team wakes up and says, okay, it's time to actually fucking compete. We're tired to get shit on. It's time to fucking win. We deserve to stay at the bottom. I'm sorry. Until we fucking win the fuck up, we deserve to stay at the bottom. I'm sorry. We deserve it.
Fighting, Laura, because we actually have an opportunity to reverse this decision, just as we've reversed so many.
Shut up. When you play about games, it's 10 times worse, so I don't want to hear it.
Bro.
I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Just quite a lot.
I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear especially from you. You talk like 10 times worse than me when it comes to video games. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
please.
Video game.
Exactly. Shit, that doesn't fucking matter. That is different. You see the difference? No, it doesn't. I can live my life without video games. There's a difference. While my country, but there's a difference. There is a big difference. My country. Do you see the difference? I want my country to have glory. Do you see the difference? The video games doesn't do shit. There's a difference. You see the difference? And the fact that we have the best team ever that we ever had before, and we couldn't win with the team and Cristiano Ronaldo, it means we don't deserve to win. We have the biggest potential ever. We had the biggest chances ever, and we couldn't win. It means we don't deserve ever to win. I'm sorry. We had the biggest chance ever and we couldn't do it. Then in moving forward, when Ronaldo's not going to be here, I'm sorry, but we don't deserve. We don't deserve. We're never gonna win, and we don't deserve it. We deserve to be at the bottom. I'm sorry, we deserve it.
Bad decisions throughout the generations.
You got till November, nigga.
Roger Severino, Mr. Vice President, argues that the president could change that original EO executive order and put restrictions on U.S. territories like the Northern Marianas Islands. They're very close to China, where there's a lot of birthright abuse going on, because the same protections perhaps don't apply to these territorial areas. What do you think about that idea?
So I think it's a great idea. I saw that point from Roger Severino. We're certainly looking at that. We also have to look, Laura, at some congressional and statutory changes that we could make to make it harder for people to actually take advantage of. I hate to call it birthright citizenship. It's fundamentally a loophole that now exists in our immigration system that rewards illegal aliens just because they have a baby in the United States while they're in our country illegally. So I think that loophole is going to cause a lot of problems. There are a number of things that we're already looking at in the administration, Laura.
Sorry, go ahead.
Times too. Like, they'll come here illegally and do it. You know,
There's the whole purpose. That's a motivation, you know, in and of itself.
They come here legally and do it. So it's like, you got to stop those people too. So it's both. It's not even just like them coming here illegally and doing it. It's them coming here legally and doing it as well, which is the problem.
Yeah, there's so many things that culminate to the immigration issue, certainly. And so one motivates the other. And that's what we were saying earlier. You know, to get here, the goal is to have children and then have those children anchor you, hence the term anchor baby, to that full-time citizenship. You know, the baby's going to save the day. Like our friend Vivek in Ohio or others, you know, that's how it works.
If you've been thinking about getting Pocket, this is your last chance to save 45%. At the tap of a button, it records and creates organized notes based on your conversations. I use it at work, at the doctor's, and when I'm out and about. I could use an app, but this, it's effortless.
Vivek, that loser.
Yeah. Which I think isn't him and Vivek locked in? Like, it's so funny that he's going for this legislation. Him and Vivek are locked in. I don't know Vivek's stance on this, but I wouldn't imagine it's super based.
To try to close down that loophole. But fundamentally, what we're talking about is fixing a problem the Supreme Court created. We also want to look over the long term at undoing that problem to begin with, because again, this was only a 5-4 decision. Laura, how many times did we hear people say that this was going to go 8-1 against the administration? We made some very compelling arguments. We had the better of the case. We've just got to keep fighting at this. And this drives home, Laura, why the midterms are so important, because it's the senators,
bro, who's gonna tell them,
who ultimately vote on those Supreme Court justices. Imagine if one of the 5 justices who made a bad call today, if they left the Supreme Court. We want to make sure we get somebody good on there in the future.
Yeah, well, you hail from the Senate, and so many of the Angle viewers want to understand what it is about these, 3 or 4 senators, sitting senators who are Republicans. What is it about the Save America Act that they disagree with so vehemently that they will not move forward on legislation that its major provisions about 80% of the country favor, Mr. Vice President? And is there anything you all can do to try to bridge that gap, given how important that legislation is to protecting our elections and ultimately our citizenship?
You know, Laura, first of all, that legislation is so important. The president has been laser focused on getting the Save America Act passed. And you're right, we actually have the majority of Senate Republicans who will support it. I actually don't think the problem that they have is with the Save America Act legislation itself. The problem that they have, with all due respect, is that they're...
Sure, yeah, let me get that up while he's talking.
So people know what he's talking about. This is very important that he gets us in before the midterms for obvious reasons. I still think he's cooked no matter what, because, bruh, this war was the final nail in the coffin for the Trump administration. It was this war, because the only people that support this war, like I told y'all before, are stupid Zionists. They're the only people that support this war. No one that's like actually a part of the base outside of the Zio lobby wants this war at all. All of us voted for no new wars, bruh. Okay, so here we go. The Safeguard American Voter Eligibility America Act is a federal election bill that requires voters. I could barely read it on your end. Let me see if I can make it bigger.
Make it bigger, and you'll be able to see it clearly.
Requires voters to provide documentary proof of citizenship, such as a passport or birth certificate, to register to vote in federal elections passed by the House. The bill remains stalled in the Senate amid partisan gridlock and legislative standoffs. And you know, it's kind of crazy because the Democrats don't want this because they know that they get a bunch of illegal niggas voting for them every time, bro.
Yeah, they bank on those votes very hard.
Bank on those votes. That's true. For us, we're like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's common sense. Like, yeah, we don't want illegal aliens voting.
Yeah.
But for the Democrats, they're like, no, we want illegal aliens voting because they always vote Democrat.
Yeah. So you have to give you have to give credit to some of the effort in respect to this administration, but you know, you can't serve two masters. You can't serve two masters.
They're better on immigration than other administrations, that's for sure. That is for sure. They're better on immigration.
Yeah, 100%.
Administration is better on immigration than any other Republican administration I could think of. It's just that he half-asses it all. Like he stopped doing you know what it was? I was talking about this with Nick. He pulled out of doing the mass deportations to build the political, you know, resolve for Iran, which nobody in the base wanted, by the way. He started a war with Iran that nobody in the base wanted. Stop what the base wanted to start a war in Iran.
And you know, I've said this before when this war first broke out. This administration will be hailed as one of the biggest failures of an administration in some time. I'd say in the next 5 or 10 years, people are going to look back, all the right wingers are going to look back and say, Trump was so close. If he just didn't start the war in Iran, if he just didn't make some of these critical mistakes that he made systematically throughout his entire presidency, his second term, then a lot of this legislation might have had a much better chance of passing, or at least he would have been able to free up himself from all this occupation and worry and concern in the Middle East, and so that he can focus more. Because now they're doing this towards the tail end, right before midterm. You're muted.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead. That was weird.
I said I'm not even a fan of Venezuela, but I understand that it was like a military operation success. Like, you know, no one died.
It was 2 seconds.
Get him out. It was 45 minutes. Fine, no problem. I'm not a fan of interventionism, but whatever. It is what it is. But Iran, bro, like biggest. Honestly, dude, I think this is worse. Yeah, this war is worse than FC Files. I'll say it. It's worse than FC Files, bro.
Yeah. In terms of the disastrous effect it's going to have on the global economy and the U.S. economy as a whole, that's going to rubber band how we're going to see it stretches out and has this delayed effect over the next few months or really years at this point. 100%. It's done far more damage to the nation.
Anyone that's for the war, you guys can't trust them. They're not America first. Anyone that's for the war. And I want you guys to pay attention to.
If you struggle with focus, this sound might change everything.
Who is for the war?
Yeah. All the guys that are concerned about our number one political adversary like China are against this war. And they have said several times that China actually benefits from this war long term. And the New York Times is now reporting that China is getting some economic benefits from this war in some vague and conspicuous ways. And, you know, a couple in the Caspian Sea, whatever Iran's doing there up north. There's a lot of elements that are not spoken about by the general administration and the base that could be actually strategically benefiting China over the longer period of time. And then they run on coal. You know, and there's so many other things that we should be concerned about, like the first and second island chain and things like that, where we can occupy more of our military infrastructure that is now running low due to this war and the fact that we have to defend all of these weak Gulf allies that we put in a compromising position to begin with, all for the sake of Israel. So 100% it's worse than the Epstein files. It's not even comparable because this is going to do tangible damage to the United States over the longer period of the time. And it's like the Epstein files, yeah, of course, optically it looks bad, but who ever was doubting the fact that high-ranking political officials and celebrities got skeletons in the closet? It just confirmed the suspicion. This war is doing damage to the U.S. regardless of whoever's the leader of the U.S. We can get a new administration in and then not have to worry about our president being in the Epstein files or anything like that. But that's not the same reality for Iran. The new president is going to have a lot of work to clean up if this is still ongoing in 28, which every single day grows closer and closer to being likely. You know, so somebody
they're going to own the strait. We're going to deal with the consequence. They're going to own the strait no matter what. They're going to make money off it. They're going to control it no matter what. So no matter what, we are cooked when it comes to control of the strait and free flow of energy through the strait. So, yeah, dude, it's they're always going to make money on it. And again, I implore you, anyone that is like for this war, anyone that's like saying we need to hit Iran, we need to keep the war going, etc. There's a couple people that I could think of. Like you need to be extremely skeptical of them, okay? Like very, very, very skeptical of them. Like anyone in the right wing that's like, oh yeah, this war is great. They don't care about America, bro. I'm telling you, this war is so antithetical to America first. It's not even funny, dude.
Yeah, there's
you guys are paying double for gas per month.
zero benefit for the United States in this war. Zero benefit whatsoever. So, and it's no secret, but a lot of guys who have bigger platforms get this wrong, and they get it wrong all the time, and it pains me, you know, not to toot my own horn or your own horn. It's like these guys have unbelievable viewership, and they're just so fucking wrong. And if I were to ever talk to them about this in front of their fans, all their fans would quickly realize in a moment's notice, wow, these guys are, this guy I'm watching is a fucking dumbass. But it is what it is. The people will be deceived in the mass numbers.
Institutional norms when the Democrats are in fact bragging that as soon as they get control, they're going to throw that stuff aside and make it so much harder for Republicans to even win elections. So what some of these Republicans are saying is they don't want to give up on the norm of the filibuster, this sacred Senate institutional norm that a few senators are obsessed with, including, of course, Mitch McConnell. The problem, Laura, is that Democrats themselves are saying the minute that they get power, the filibuster is going out the door. So unilaterally submitting and surrendering as Republicans when Democrats are openly bragging that they're going to get rid of the filibuster, it's just handing your enemy a weapon that they're going to use to strike you down. It's absurd. It doesn't make any sense. But that's why we frankly have to get better senators in there in the future.
You've been following what's going on with the Democrat Party and the rise of socialism. The president calls it communism and says this is really the biggest threat to the country now, an internal threat. And you've seen what happens when the base of the party, turns.
Quoi?
Non, rien, nous c'était une bonne soirée, c'est tout.
Ouais, de merde.
Quelle bonne soirée, qu'est-ce que tu dis toi?
J'ai pas envie d'être le seul à souffrir. Hein. Je suis pas.
Quel le seul à foutre? Je souffre ici devant toi, voyons là-bas.
Non, tu souffres pas assez, je trouve. Tu souffres encore plus.
Pas assez, je crie pendant 30 minutes sans m'arrêter, que je souffre pas. Hein.
Ouais, mais je trouve que c'est pas assez. Tu donnes
não,
pas assez.
Vai chupar uma pizza, tô assim, eu vou.
Ó senhora, eu vou para a cama e não quero barulho.
Ok.
O seu osso tu vais ver. É pouco.
J'ai pas souffert, putain, j'ai crié pendant 30 minutes à fond.
Ah, mais lui, il souffre pas assez, je trouve aussi.
Oui, à fond, on a besoin de marcher 30 000 heures, comme ça, ses couilles commencent à faire mal. C'est la seule manière.
Ouais, voilà. Miaï, prépare-toi parce que ce week-end, on va courir. Ouais, tu me fous la haine là. T'es trop chill. C'est pas bien.
Alors, on va te faire courir, on va jouer au foot aussi, pour voir comme ça t'apprends comment jouer.
Non, il va pas apprendre avec nous, t'oublies, on est portugais, on est nuls.
Non.
Il faut qu'on aille chercher un espagnol.
Non, on le montre ce qu'il ne faut pas faire.
Ouais, voilà, exactement. La haine.
Non, je suis énervé, hein.
Ah, gros, moi je pense qu'on va jamais gagner contre l'Espagne.
Non, contre Espagne, non, contre Espagne on peut gagner. Mais ce que je comprends pas, c'est que, mec, comment on a une équipe de ouf et qui remarque pas qu'on a le potentiel de gagner et ils veulent pas. C'est ça le problème. Le problème, c'est qu'on n'a pas des joueurs qui veulent gagner. Ils veulent pas gagner. Ils veulent juste jouer. C'est ça le problème.
Non, c'est pas les joueurs le problème, c'est le coach.
Non, c'est pas le coach. C'est pas le coach.
Le coach, il donne des idées de merde.
C'est pas le coach, ça. Moi, je trouve que c'est pas le coach. Je trouve que c'est l'équipe. L'équipe a besoin d'ouvrir le jeu et on s'en fout du coach. C'est, ok, on est dans le terrain, on est là pour compétition, on est là pour gagner Calan, on s'en fout des autres. On est là pour être compétition. Je vois l'équipe portugaise la meilleure comment jouer, ils ont joué comme des cons à fond. On dirait moi à fond quand je joue au foot.
Ok. Demain, je vous appelle pour regarder le match d'Argentine.
Comment ça, demain à fond?
Ouais, c'est demain le match. Non, c'est aujourd'hui. Non, c'est demain.
De quoi?
Le match d'Argentine.
Ah, mec, j'ai dit, j'ai plus envie de voir le foot, c'est fini. C'est mort. On sait très bien.
C'est pas grave, je vous
Non, mec, on sait très bien qu'Argentine va gagner, ils sont favoris, FIFA suce leur bite, c'est fini, c'est mort, qu'on a compris.
Ah, non. On n'est pas sûr,
Comment j'en ai pas sûr à fou? La quantité de cartons rouges que Argentine n'a pas reçu, ça, c'est la preuve. C'est fini. C'est mort.
On verra demain. Demain, je vous appelle pour regarder le match. Mia, prépare-toi, mets le maillot d'Argentine, à fou.
Il y a Messi, Messi, bro. Il y a encore Messi, bro.
Voilà, Messi, mais sans le Messi gitan. Il va nous faire des jongles. Il va nous faire il va nous dribbler.
I'm gonna put you in charge, guys. Come back. J'arrive.
Moi, je vais m'émile. Demain, je vous... Ouais, demain, je vous appelle pour regarder le match. Sois attentif à Discord, Miaï. Capiche? Wesh, Miaï, il a disparu, il en a marre. Ou il est trop concentré. Il est rien de quoi, lui. Ah, bon, bref. Allez, je crois que moi, je vais aller vraiment m'aimer, parce que là, c'est grave, là. Ah ouais, il est sorti quand Dead Space 2? 2011. Et Dead Space 3, il est sorti quand? « 2013. Peggy 18. Ça se fait de la merde sur le jeu, frère. Les gens n'aiment pas le jeu, c'est bien pour une raison, non? Ouais. Ouais.
Il veut qu'on l'argent.
Bon. Moi j'y vais maintenant. Bonne nuit les gars.
Je vote encore là, toi? Non, il s'est barré déjà. Dark, you here? Hello? Hello, Dark.
Oui, quoi?
Ah, you're here, okay. I thought you left as well.
Ouais, j'étais juste occupé avec un boss.
I don't even want to continue the stream, bro. So fucking sad. So disappointed.
Establishment, beginning with the Tea Party in 2009, ultimately resulting in President Trump's election twice. So my question to you is, are these DSA types really, in your estimation, going to dominate the entire party?
I unfortunately fear that's the direction the Democrats are headed. And it is communism, Laura. This is not, this is not raising taxes a little bit, however much we might disagree with that. This is abolishing the police. This is let criminals run amok in your cities. This is flood your country with low-wage third world immigrants. And importantly, it's confiscating wealth, not because we want to make any...
Yeah, and that's when we'll really feel that tangible effect of downward pressure on low-skilled jobs, which is already an issue. So, and that benefits the big moguls, the billionaires. That's who that benefits, but that hurts everybody else in America. Everybody else suffers from that.
Everybody's life better, but purely out of resentment, out of an attack on the people who have that wealth to begin with. It really is something we haven't seen in the United States of America in the history of our politics. And Laura, I think that it actually is a consequence of the fact that the Democrat Party has become run by the universities and by the professors. This is not working class union Democrats. This is not socially conservative people who just want a fair shake at life. This is fundamentally a view that the United States is an evil country that must be dismantled from the ground and then built back up. That's communism at its core, and you see more and more momentum in that direction from the Democrat Party. Frankly, Laura, I would love it if Democrats were willing, not that they...
The thing that pisses me off is we're about to lose to them because you guys are idiots. That's the thing that kills me, is that we are about to lose to because you guys, like, we are literally about to lose to these niggas because you guys are fucking stupid, dude.
Welcome,
Like, incredible, bro.
If you are listening to the cylinder, I am no longer in this world.
Fucking incredible, man.
And they admit that. That's what we were watching the Fox News video earlier. This guy was saying, how dare they try to blame Trump for that? Trump is opening the door wider and wider every single day this war persists for the Democrats. So long as he keeps making mistakes and he has these big goals and or aspirations and he can't deliver on them, every failure is a success for the Democratic Party. So they're just gaining momentum. And this Supreme Court ruling today is a win for them. It's a big W in their favor because this was a reasonable amendment to the Constitution. You talk about playing with the Constitution, you lose people a lot. Even somebody like me, even if I disagree with things fundamentally because of the fact that it's the Constitution. But with this, there was some room for a great point to be made, and even this got shot down. So it goes to speak that they're just earning W's across the board, and they're going to abolish ICE and they're going to open borders. I'm telling you, that's what they want to do. And the same way you saw Trump really move the needle and make some changes that you didn't think were possible in the beginning of his administration with ICE is the same way you're going to see them do everything else in the opposite direction. So
Republicans all the time, but if they were willing to work with us on lowering housing prices, on lowering gas prices, on actually making the lives of American citizens better, we could have some real bipartisan compromise. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about abolishing the police and letting criminals rule our cities. That is a fundamental transformation in the Democrat Party. It's very bad for our country. It's bad for Democrats. And it just drives home why we have to keep these people from getting close to power.
Yeah. Yes or no? Do you think Schumer and Jeffries ultimately survive this surge from the radicals?
No. They're gonna, what they're gonna do, Schumer and Jeffries? They're going to, they're gonna have to join it. They're gonna have to join the coalition. But yes, this is the old guard Democrat Party that is quickly getting fucking trampled by, literally, I'm not even getting trampled. They're getting hit with the Falco punch, bro. Falco punch! When it comes to these new Democrats, because these new Democrats, bro, they're socialists, they're aggressive, they get out there and they campaign, they argue, they fight, they're feisty, they have no problem with using violence. Like, these new Democrats are on some other crap, dude. They're Antifa, not, bro. Yeah, that's what they are. They are Antifa. They are. 100%.
I know that might be tough to hear, but they're Antifa, they're anarchists. They don't like rules. They don't like rules. They don't like regulations. They don't like order. It's just this young, rambunctious crowd that is mobilized and motivated, and so they're running these old ass niggas over. And the right needs that right now. They really do. They need a young, mobilized, energized party. So
yeah, and that's what's happening. And he got booed, by the way. He was also there at the I'll just say the Alphabet Parade. Niggas booed him. They said, "Get out of here." They gave him the Falco punch. So get out of here, bro.
Falco punch.
You know,
it's over, bro.
So,
they're not compromising. Everybody's going down.
I don't understand your speech, bro.
What are you saying, Riyadh?
I understand your speech. I understand you. I'm fucking frustrated. At our country. It is what it is.
Nico, you have you have the perception that like being right wing and not being white means like you're on your knees sucking white dick. I just don't think that's true. I don't think that's true whatsoever. Is that what you're insinuating? Because I just want to simplify this. Because if that's the case, then that's completely wrong.
Yeah, and by extension, you know how the people always say like Indians are a
because
bioweapon?
Islam is a right-wing religion, and it's pretty brown.
It is.
I mean, Islam is capitalist and socialist at the same time.
No,
it allows for free market, but it also has correct charity and it corrects things.
Women
the way it
shouldn't
should
leave
be.
their house.
No,
in Islam, bro.
Islam is neither. Islam is neither.
Right-wing. Islam is
The
right-wing.
the right wingers want the Roman Empire. I just talked to Richard Spencer. He's saying he wants
and
men
Muslims
to look
want
at
a
his
new
wife's cleavage.
khilafah. We want the Mahdi.
Look, their idea of conservative values is not conservative values. It's the Roman Empire. It's a white ethno-state. It has nothing to do with actual conservatism.
I don't care
Why do you
about-
think they hate? Bro, Riyadh, they hate
go,
the
go.
hijab. The people on the right hate the hijab more than they hate their women on OnlyFans. At the UFC White House card, there's women half naked twerking. This is the conservative right. Conservative values. Oh, these women in Islam, they're so oppressed. Right wingers say this. Women are covering up, and they think that that's wrong.
Okay, you're looking at people. I'm talking about the actual definitions of what I'm talking about. Conservative. Is
That's my
women being
point.
promiscuous? Is women being promiscuous conservative? Is that
Yes.
conservative? No,
Yes,
it's not.
yes.
You don't understand what conservative
No,
is.
not promiscuous. Sorry, not promiscuous. Covered up. I misunderstood. Yeah, promiscuous
that's
is
what I'm
left
saying.
wing.
Islam
Not being
is-
promiscuous is conservative. Correct. Riyadh, listen for a second. The people who identify as conservative and right wing don't follow that. Their idea of conservative values is their nation first, oppressing others. Their values first. And their religion is not Christianity. Their religion is liberalism. It comes from the Enlightenment era. It comes from European development, Greek mythology intertwined with some semblance of Jesus sometimes.
Bro, I don't
Roman
think that,
paganism
I don't
and
think that
Zeus.
makes. I understand that's an existing belief and faction out of the right wing. I'm well aware, Sneeko. I don't think that encompasses a majority of what white people believe in the United States. And I don't think that being conservative while not being white necessitates your sucking white cock. I think that it's actually impossible to be left-leaning because the left has become unreasonable, which is why most people are not Democrats after the Obama administration, because now they're cutting their dick off and running around saying, if you ever make a joke about anything prior to 1940, you deserve to be stoned to death. Like, the left is also extreme and unacceptable in many ways. So when you say a third party, I'm like, okay, he's cooking. But then when you insinuate that
I'm saying
sucking white
get rid of
dick,
right and left. I'm saying get rid of this this right-left paradigm and transcend that. I think Tucker, Candace, Massey, these people would agree. The pretext for the Iran war was Trump needed to free the women of Iran of their oppressive hijab. MAGA accounts are posting videos of women stripping of their burqa to now be free. Tommy Robinson.
That's stupid because in Iran, women can do that if they want. I've seen Iranian women take off the hijab and not get cancelled because of by it. Like, what? That is a dumb fucking reason to try to actually come destroy Iran. That's fucking retarded.
The protests in the UK.
Jesus
The far
Christ.
right. The far right. What are they doing? They get Parisian women, the French women, and they take off a burqa and they show how naked they are.
Yes, they hate Muslims. I know.
Because yes, they do, but also Western values and the idea of conservative Western values is not conservative at all. It's women being free. It's women being open. is feminism. But the point, right wingers are as liberal as the people they complain about. They just don't even know it. They're brainwashed.
But okay, Sneeko, you did it again. You're not talking about a majority of right wingers in the U.S.
Name one white right winger who is okay with the hijab.
Tucker Carlson.
He transcends right and left, and he would tell you that. If
No, he doesn't. He's literally Republican. He's literally right. He said he's leaving this current GOP, but he is Republican. Bro, this nigga lives in Maine. He lives in Maine, bro.
So
Tucker Carlson.
Isn't that a left state? That's a left state.
Let me get this off.
That's a left state.
Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Thomas Massey. There's another one that I can't remember. Even Megyn Kelly at this point to some degree. Marjorie Greene. And there's more that are smaller. They're all clearly right-wing. And what necessitates them being right-wing is opposing this new DSA Democratic coalition that's now being built on the left. They oppose that strongly. They've condemned it, all of them on X. But they're all right-wing, and we know that because they've condemned this. But at the same time, they are sympathetic and tolerant of Islam, and they still support conservative values without believing that women wearing hijab is them also being browbeaten and oppressed to death. Like, all of these things do exist simultaneously. They are not mutually exclusive. I think you're like trying to narrow it down, like Greco-Roman wants to kill every Muslim philosophy, Americanism supersedes Christ, and it's like, bro, but that's not the right wing in the US. And what is growing rapidly and at the largest rate is the coalition I just explained to you. So what's
we're kind of agreeing, but it seems like you disagree. Yeah, it's a new coalition.
No, we're not agreeing because you keep going. The right is
no, but you just said, hold on, before you continue,
you're misrepresenting the right. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It is, but your definition of right wing, and we just got to get rid of these labels. They're so stupid, and they just keep you in factions supporting people who want to kill you. Tucker and Candace, you said that they're right wing just because they condemn democratic socialists. I also condemn so much of that. That's crazy. But you're not right just because you're against crazy people on the left. You're not automatically on this side just because this group says things that are wrong. They've also condemned so many people in the right wing because they condemn Trump so much. Why aren't you considering them left wing?
They only condemn the neocons. They only condemn right wingers that have bad foreign policy. Anything else domestically is right wing with them inherently.
Okay.
And also,
just can you define right wing? So the right wing is conservative values, right?
Yes, all the people I explained. But you keep saying it's something else.
For the vast majority of Americans, right wing has nothing to do with actual. Because your idea of conservative values comes from Islam. It comes from Sharia. It comes from the Quran. Because a moral, objective morality comes from God and God alone. Their idea of conservative values is manufactured through centuries of a mix of paganism, enlightenment, and the Roman Empire and mythology, philosophy. It has nothing to do with anything core to what is conservative. That's my point. So you think right wing is what you believe in.
You said they when you explained that. When you just explained the right wing. Okay, who is they? Who are you talking about?
The MAGA right wing, these nationalists, like the Crowders, the Matt Walshes, the Tommy Robinsons, the Loomers.
Yeah, but those guys are becoming insanely irrelevant in real time. Steven Crowder's not nearly as popular as he used to be. Matt Walsh is clowned all the time. Osmond Gold is popular, but he's not actually like political. I feel like he's more apolitical, kind of neutral. Right. Only interests watch him. So I don't know if he's representative of like the right because he's vaguely supports it.
Myron, who do you think represents the right wing?
Découvrez le nouveau sandwich à la crème glacée de Ben & Jerry's. Le snack parfait.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
There's different factions because you got the old guard, which are all owned by the Jews, right? You look at your Daily Wire and other, people. And then there's obviously the new school who basically, have conservative values, but they also understand that it's not our greatest ally. So there's different tents within the conservative party, right? Like nowadays. Now, it used to be our greatest ally. We'll go to war in the Middle East for them. We will, Muslims bad, etc. But that's not really, it's diversified now. And then there's definitely been a split in the right wing for sure. So there's different factions within it, I would say.
But what I'm just highlighting is Sneeko is pretty much saying we're glazing whites. This is what you're trying to say.
What he's saying?
This is the insinuation in what you're saying. I think you're saying we're inadvertently doing it. We're not purposely doing it, but it's inadvertently we're doing it.
I was gone for a bit, though.
I mean, all the major figureheads of this movement, they use white populist rhetoric to gain popularity. Whenever Trump's approval rating dips, he says something racist to get popular again. He's like, Somalis, they can't assimilate.
Yeah, but
saying that he's going to go
vote for Trump.
I'm not saying you did, but you have to listen to what I'm saying. Elon Musk is using the same thing. He's one of the most popular right-wing figures. Tommy Robinson is saying this.
I'm not supportive of any of those people, bro.
So then
you're
don't
mischaracterizing my support. Nigga, you had a Trump hat on when Trump was elected. I didn't vote for Trump
because he said no new wars and he betrayed all of this. Like if we followed his actual campaign, a lot of this would have been different completely.
I didn't buy it. I knew he wasn't going to stop the issue in Gaza. That's why I didn't vote for him. So, I mean, bro, like again, maybe my right wing is maybe I'm the third party, I guess. I don't know, but I think that I represent a realistic, very large growing faction of the right wing, and I don't think that's right wing. That's like I agree with pretty much everything you're saying, but I just don't think that's wings and this will keep you captured into factions and cults and groups that prevent you from saying the truth. I see a lot of people that think they're right are afraid to talk about the wealth gap or the debt crisis or the rent problem because they don't want to get called a communist. Just don't get audience captured. Don't get caught in the cult.
The problem is that, like, because you're talking about like the wealth gap or whatever, that's always going to exist in a capitalist society, bro. Like, that's just like, if you're able to create wealth, by definition, that means other people are going to be poor. Like, not everyone can have wealth. So like I see what you're saying, but like that is and I get it. Like on the left, like, you know, socialism, that's like economic populism, whatever. But the reality is, if you're gonna live in a capitalist country like America, there's always going to be a wealth gap. So you're going to have to fundamentally change the entire structure of creating a living in the United States if you want to stop that wealth gap, because the wealth gap exists exactly because of capitalism.
It's wider than it's ever been. The discrepancy has never been this large. There's trillionaires now.
Wait, I see a fucking mosquito. Fucking kill him. Let me fucking kill this fucking bastard. Call your bitch ass. Call your bitch ass. Fuck you, bitch. Kill the mosquito. There you go. Kill the fucking mosquito, fucking bitch ass. Dark, are you still here?
Yeah. Like people who say right wing MAGA, they're supporting a trillionaire.
It's almost done. It's like, I'm gonna get angry.
I mean, Elon Musk is pretending to care about normal citizens. He doesn't care at all. The people that are in charge of pushing right-wing talking points are buying islands in Argentina to escape if there's a revolt. They know it's inevitable. When people aren't able to pay for their own food anymore, that's when a society actually collapses. That's when people go outside and protest.
Okay, so Sneeko, you're not left-wing. You're not right-wing. So what are you? And who will you be voting for in 2028?
I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim.
I'm Muslim.
But Muslims are not forced to only just be Muslim and completely omit political standing in the country that they pay taxes and reside in. So after being a Muslim, which is first, alhamdulillah,
is always going to exist, Nico. It's always going to exist in America. As long as we're in a capitalist society, unfortunately, the ability to create enormous wealth is also going to come at the cost of other people not having wealth, because that's just the way it goes, because it's a capitalist country. Now,
but this country was created on the idea that the government is supposed to serve by the people, for the people. It's no longer that way. It only serves the top oligarch class, the tech world order, the Peter Thiels, the
so
Elon Musk.
Is DSA going to serve us? Is DSA going to serve us, or they're going to serve poor people?
DSA is not the solution to these problems. I've never made that claim. You keep thinking that just because I'm opposing this.
But you're like, okay, so
what would you oppose it to then?
You're against DSA. You're also against the like mainstream MAGA right-wing base. Fair. I highlighted a very balanced coalition that's gaining tons of popularity. All the names I said, Tucker, Candace, etc.
I agree.
Okay, but though you can, I hope you interview them, ask them if they're right-wing. They'll say, yeah, I'm right-wing. I'm just not MAGA. So there's over-conflation here. Like, we don't have
and the misunderstanding is misunderstanding of definitions, right? Of what conservative values really are, which we established.
Yeah, but I think, again, like, there's this insinuation that, like, because you're right wing, you are glazing whites. And I'm like, bro, that's not true, you know? But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We've gone in circles endlessly at this point, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, you're giving some left wing talking points right now with like, you know, wealth disparity or whatever. But like the reality is that that's just going to exist in a capitalist country. It is what it is, and the only way to combat that is you're going to need to basically effectuate some type of socialism or communism to stop that wealth gap like that. Because the thing is that with capitalism, people are gonna your capitalism ends with your greed, and a lot of people are going to say, I want to be a trillionaire, I want to be a multi-billionaire, I want to blah blah blah. So it rewards people that are super greedy. That's what capitalism is. It's capitalizing on opportunity when others don't to make even more money. So the very same thing that creates prosperity also creates, you know.
Do you see the writing on the wall? Where is this gonna? How is this going to end up for the American empire, for America as a nation?
Well, all I'm saying is that you're making an argument that we need to fix the wealth, like the wealth disparity. I'm saying it's going to be very difficult to do that because capitalism inherently is going to create this wealth disparity because of the system in of itself.
So where are we going with this wealth gap continuing to increase?
Getting started is easy. Upload your documents, secure them, and then share them with third parties.
The wealth gap can also be aided by capitalism just not glazing immigrants and allowing a mass amount of them and then allowing them to have kids and capitalize off of birth tourism. Like, those are things where if we mitigate that, we can prioritize Americans more and subsidize more things. And like that's an America first, like literal beneficial policy where if there is less immigration, then we can focus more bandwidth on Americans. It's actually that simple. But if these people take office, if these people continue on their momentum spree, then people who are born here will have the under priority. They won't be as prioritized. That's very obvious. These people are very sympathetic to people who weren't born here. And as much as like that's, I guess you can argue from a moral framework that's a good thing. They're good people, I suppose. That isn't beneficial for you or I. Like that's the fact.
I think
capitalism supports immigration. I mean, Elon Musk benefits off of mass immigration.
Immigration is not an evil thing. Immigration is a great thing. It's helped the United States significantly. But mass migration illegally, 10 million in like 2 years under Biden, that's bad. And there needs to be moderation in that.
People don't see the issue is that the capitalists who benefit the most off of this greed actually want more illegal immigrants because they are the hardest workers and they cost the least amount of money to pay. Their salaries are lower. They're going to work harder. Of course, they want to have tons and tons of people working for below minimum wage under the table. Capitalism supports illegal immigration because a small business or any sort of business is going to want to hire the cheapest, hardest working labor. And Myron, where do you see this going? If you don't think that, you know, this is inevitable.
Well, I was just addressing your because you were talking about the wealth gap, and I'm saying, look, the wealth gap is going to exist in a capitalist society, just inherent. The way to fix it is, number one, so if you want to go ahead and stop the wealth gap and like kind of stop the bleeding as you're claiming, you're going to have to kind of take what I call like a hybrid approach, and we're going to have to be very right wing on some things, but then you can maybe be a bit more of an economic populist on some others. So the problem with the DSA and these like, you know, these socialists is that they want to give social safety nets while simultaneously not handling the immigration problem. If you want to be able to give people like benefits afforded by the state, you must stop immigration immediately. You have to stop the bleeding because what's going to happen is you only have finite resources. So you must stop immigration no matter what you do. You have to create you have to have strong borders and an extremely ruthless immigration system that doesn't just let people in. So we would have to completely redo our immigration system. Once you stop the bleeding and the people coming in, now we can start talking about creating some type of institutions as social safety nets. And I did a whole like post. I think I read to you like my healthcare plan, abortion plan, how I would deal with it. But in order for you to effectuate these things where the government, well, you know, for the people, by the people, like you were claiming before, well, it's got to be for the people, by the people that are U.S. citizens, and you have to stop the immigration first. And this is why
we're not going to stop it.
That's the problem is that like if you want to effectuate this stuff that you're talking about, stopping these gaps or whatever, you have to stop immigration first, so that only the people that are citizens get the benefits of said country.
They're not incentivized to. Capitalism is not going to incentivize people to stop the mass immigration. They pretend to be against immigration. They really just spread hate on Muslims.
But
it's only anti-Muslim.
It does benefit them.
Elon Musk is a bitch. Like I've always said, I don't like Elon Musk at all. I've been calling him Elon Musk for a minute. Like fuck Elon Musk. I don't like him at all.
Same thing with Trump. Trump promised to stop the immigration.
He pulled all my shit because I said the H-1B visa is a scam that literally, which it is. But he employs all those people. So I see your perspective because he's a fucking wild hypocrite. But
this is what capitalism incentivizes. They are not ever going to stop. The immigration is just going to continue. Trump's appointed Supreme Court justice. What did he do? He blocked the changing of the birthright citizenship. Like the people that pretend to be anti-immigration, they'll use anti-Islamic rhetoric to make people believe, the white populist movement believe that they're really on their side, and they're not. It's not going to stop. Like, nobody on the right wing, or especially on the left wing, because they love immigrants, no one is going to stop the mass immigration. It's over. It's over. Especially if you keep perpetuating this and the wealth gap gets wider.
The borders are closed, dude. The borders are closed. We've seen a huge reduction of people coming in illegally, so it can absolutely be done. It's just that, as always with Trump, everything is half-assed. You know what I mean? Close the border, didn't do the mass deportations, right? He just never. The thing is that he just does everything half-assed. That's what Trump does.
Okay, he closed the border, but he just said he was going to issue hundreds of thousands of visas to Chinese students. He's going to bring way more Indian H-1Bs in here. He said that.
That's my point. It's half-assed.
It's not half-assed. It's a lie. It's not actually stopping immigration. It's just closing the southern Mexican border because the tech nerds are from India and China. This is more beneficial to the Palantir, Peter Thiel world order.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that.
People who have the most money have.
He does everything half-assed and goes back on promises. But go ahead, Riyadh.
No, the super rich elitists have a vested interest in immigration because they're the ones who benefit off of it. But it's us, it's the normies, and even though you guys are both rich, like still. I'm talking about like the elitist of the elites. They're the ones who benefit, and they're also the ones who can sway political outcomes. So, like, yeah, in a way, it is kind of over. But I'm just saying, if somebody really cared about this country and they weren't subverted, they could definitely stop the bleeding. 1,000,000%. How far-fetched is that? It's very far-fetched. But I don't think the answer. And the reason I'm disagreeing, I'm not trying to be a disagreeable homo. I'm just saying. I don't think we should separate right and left. I think we should understand there's so many different factions within the two and choose the lesser of the two evils if necessary. Go ahead.
It's like a do not disturb setting for your mind, and it gets you focused in just 5 minutes.
There's always going to be, I see what you're saying, Sneeko, the left-right paradigm is, I see what your perspective, like in theory, I can see what you're saying. What I'm saying is that it's always going to exist, and I would argue it's always going to exist because the people on the left are always going to need to demonize us and put us in some kind of box, which they always do. So
yeah, and again, we kind of
because you do realize, like for us, like we're all not to them. Like it doesn't matter if you're center, like me, you, Osmond Gold, you know, other people in the right way. Like they look at all of us as not, no matter what. Like if you're centered, you're not. If you're, you know, and you'd say there's two genders, you're not. So to them, it doesn't matter. There's no you're all right-wing trash.
That's true, by the way.
That's how they look at it.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. And I would just be careful with that language of us because the MAGA cult has been completely
Do you believe
subverted.
in two genders? Do you believe in two genders? Then it's us, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They're clown world.
These are the most minor issues that separate people. People will vote for endless wars because they believe it's two genders.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's minor for us, but it's a big deal for them. Didn't you go to like a Democrat thing or whatever, and they told you get out of here, fascist or some bull?
They yelled at me and called me a Nazi because they're brainwashed. Like I'm not, but you don't understand. I am not simping for these people on the left. I'm saying when you use language like us, you got to realize that it's been completely captured by the billionaire class on the right to make you think that they're on your side and they're not. When you say us, you're putting yourself in the same category as Elon and as Trump. And those people are pushing rhetoric
that's just not true. That's
bro,
not
I'm telling you how they look. They all put us in the same box. Obviously, I'm able to distinguish the minutia between me and Elon Musk and Trump and you and everything. I'm telling you, these DSA that you went to the thing with, they look at us all the same. They look at you and they see no difference between you and Elon Musk. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They look at you, even though you oppose Elon Musk and if you said all this stuff, they don't give a fuck. You're not like Elon Musk.
But you're perpetuating it by saying us. You're perpetuating that and saying that, making people think that
that's what they think. I'm telling you.
But you also say that you're saying us like you're on that side. You have nothing in common with Elon or Trump. None of your rhetoric is anything similar.
I know that, but they don't know that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. They put us all in the same box, bro. If you go to a Turning Point USA event, they'll look at like, you went to a Turning Point, get out of here. You're one of them. Automatic. Even though if you went there to go debate people and you're a progressive, like they're gonna look at it like they look at us that way. They're gonna put me, you, Trump, all of us in the same box no matter what. Because on their side, it's like, you have conservative values, even a little bit, you're in that box. We don't give a fuck. They don't care about the minutia details that me and you and my brother are discussing right now. They look at it like, you guys are all not. Who cares?
Bro, the bar is low for being right wing. At this point, if you believe in two genders and like you believe in borders and law and order and police, you're right wing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't think that we should defund the police, you might quantify as right wing. So when I say right wing, I'm not saying deport the Muslims. Like I'm not like that's not what I'm speaking to. You know, I think there's a dishonest conflation there. I think there's so much nuance in that.
There is, and I'm saying this because Myron is bringing up an important point. Do you believe there are two genders? Of course, most people do, but so many average people will end up getting stuck in this cult forever because they're like, oh, Trump also says things about LGBT, but he's also saying that, oh, Hamas throws gays off the roof. It's like they use this to get your support, but they don't actually support you at all. So I don't want people to be having undying allegiance to people that they have nothing in common with, right? And perpetuating that by saying us and I'm right wing. This needs to be let go of because it keeps you ideologically captured.
Bro, I get on here every day and I say Trump is starting this war, or Elon Musk is a bit like I like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not like a MAGA like these people. Like I have my views or whatever, but like I'm not like I can think outside of, you know, what Trump does. But yes, I see what you're saying. A lot of people in MAGA are audience captured. And I do like what like MTG and Tucker are doing, where they're like creating another party because like, yeah, the Republican Party, the GOP is cucked. It's absolutely cucked. And I do like that they're making a third party. But what I'm trying to say is, even though they make this new party, understand that all the people in the DSA, all the people from that camp, with Mamdani and Hassan Pikers and Kyle Kalinskis and AOCs or whatever, they're all going to look at us as the same. Even if MTG and Tucker make another party, they're going to say, oh, y'all niggas are all MAGA anyway. We don't give a fuck. You guys are all not. It doesn't matter, dude. That, like, these people are extremely intolerant. That's all I'm saying. We understand on this side. They don't. We're all the same to them.
They're going to see that Candace Owens was locked in with Kirk and immediately call her a right-wing fascist piece of shit. They're going to see that Tucker Carlson had a close relationship with the president and call him a right-wing fascist piece of shit. Like, so these niggas are right-wing until further notice. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
And also, maybe we shouldn't write them off the same way that you're willing to extend an olive branch to so many people on the right wing and see, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, let me convince you that it's actually, you know, propaganda, these movies that are being promoted. I think you should approach the left the same way because they're the ones chanting FAPAC. They're the ones at the victory rally saying FAPAC. It's not the people on the right.
They're doing a good job.
They're doing that. They're way more active. They're way more active than conservatives because a lot of these guys are younger. They're, you know, they're younger. They're, you know, have more, you know, piss of vinegar. They don't have jobs a lot of the times. They're fresh out of college. Yeah, they're far more active, dude. And this is why they're doing
a different approach. I noticed this too because it's June's over, and that's the Gay Pride Month. New York City, that was the. Have you noticed that there were no rainbow flags on Target and Walmart? It was like there was the amount compared to 23 and 24. It was crazy. Like left wing people were saying that we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your show. It was disgusting. Mamdani is the pro LGBT guy, right? The Muslim who's also a socialist, and this was the least amount of pride that I've seen in New York City ever. And he's the most pro-LGBT mayor. So his approach...
I think Trump enacted like a one flag only executive order when he first came in. If I'm not mistaken, he signed like 100 of those things. But I think he might have. I think he enacted an executive order, like a one flag policy, where gay flags can be put up publicly like that in certain places. I think that might be a part of it.
It's the least amount of influence that you know, culture war woke. It's the least amount of influence that they've had ever.
Yeah.
And you know, the difference in approach is that Mamdani approached it with empathy. And that's maybe a better way to see it. Instead of saying, no, they're stupid, they're going to call me not. It's like, well, Mamdani agrees with a lot of the things that we agree with, especially the most important issues, right? Not going to the gay parade, saying FAPAC. That's the most important issue. We all agree on that. And instead of saying, oh, you're stupid, LGBT, he's smiling at them. And he's like saying, I'm going to protect all New Yorkers, right? And by extension, it's the least amount of weird LGBT things that we've ever seen in the city. So instead of approaching it with like, oh, you're different, I hate you, approaching it like, okay.
I'm seeing some real ass shit in my game.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me try to show you the truth with empathy. I think that's a stronger approach, and I think that's why he's so popular. I don't see anybody in the left wing call Mamdani out for being a Muslim who believes that gay people are incorrect. A lot of them are probably going to go to hell if they keep on promoting their ideology. Approaching it and seeing these people as human is a better way, rather than writing them off and calling them all insane. That's how you bring people.
It is the one flag policy. He signed it in January 2025. Basically, that's why that's why you're not seeing the gay flags everywhere, because Trump's executive order. But which is good, by the way, getting rid of that. Look, I know you like Mamdani, bro. I can't get on board with the socialism, you know, and the other. I like the fact that he's not owned by the. That's great, but that's really honestly where it ends there, because
well, you're on board with the socialism from him.
No, I'm actually not on. What I said was that's one example of where socialism worked. But what did he do? He closed the borders down, had strong nationalism, etc. Mamdani doesn't push. These Democrat socialists are not for nationalism, bro. The chick that just won, I think it was the 13th district or whatever, she said she would wipe her nose with the American flag. These people are anti-American. They don't give a fuck with the country. They just want to go ahead and abolish the police, and they don't have any type of real strong nationalism.
Yeah, that's retarded. That's stupid. Abolishing the police is stupid.
Socialism only works if you're a nationalist, and we've seen Hitler use that model and it worked. You cannot do socialism. You cannot be a socialist while simultaneously, advocating for immigrants and open borders, all those other shit like Mamdani does. These
Let's see the nuance in it. Okay, maybe there'd be more national pride. The youth, more of them are starting to hate America than before. What has America accomplished with its foreign policy in the last 100 years that's been positive?
With the foreign policy?
Foreign policy, actually, not in the last 100 years. A couple things took down the Soviet. Union.
I've been saying the foreign policies were forever. So I'm not a fan of. I think that's one of the number one things we need to fix is our foreign policy.
America's foreign policy
interventionalists.
Is especially bad in the Middle East. That's the worst. It's never been worse anywhere else except the Middle East. But I wanted to quickly say something. I agree, bro. Mamdani's funny. He's personable. He good speaker. He's smart. He's very smart. Say what you want about him. But there's just certain things I can't get on board with. And, that's what it is. Agree to disagree. I'll wait for the ideal right-wing Muslim Sudanese nigga to pull up and he'll get my vote. No, I'm joking. But I'll wait for a more idealistic person who's more aligned with me with these kinds of things. But I'll wait for a more idealistic person who's more aligned with me with these kinds of things. But it is safe to say that these Democrats are going to take over. They have a lot.
I was looking. I know that the voice and the audio was coming first, then the mouth was moving later. So that's weird. It's because maybe it's the
out of momentum, and everybody sponsoring is winning, and their rhetoric is winning the hearts of literally everybody, and they have more balls to talk about it than the right does. Nobody on the right has the balls to go against AIPAC the way they do, and the only one that did it got absolutely smoked, and that's Thomas Massey. So
and they still kind of take through it. They don't talk about, they're not going to talk about supremacy or power. They leave it as right, so they can't even go all the way because they don't want to be called a big. I get what you're saying, Sneeko. They at least identify the problem to some degree, though they might, albeit identify from a humanitarian perspective. But the bottom line is that though we disagree and we both dislike it, they're still losers. And I can't get on board with Mamdani and socialists because they don't have the critical component. If you're going to run socialism, you must add national to it. You must be a nationalist in the same process. Otherwise, just end up having open borders and everyone just
doesn't benefit the people.
So, and again, when I said, because you mentioned Hitler, I was like, I said he's one of the few leaders to implement socialism where it actually worked.
Shut up.
Let's look at these people who hate America, they said that they want to blow their nose with the American flag. They see it as American imperialism and colonialism has turned off lights in Cuba recently. Now they're saying that they're going to go to war with Cuba, go to war for India against Pakistan, Venezuela. They're now IDF soldiers in Venezuela after they kidnapped the president for no real reason. They tried to have some more reason, but no one even saw it. Bombed 1 million people in Iraq, millions of people in Libya, or not millions, but many people in Libya. You have the support of the Gaza genocide.
You're right.
It was millions in Libya. Yeah, but so what has America represented? Really. And that's foreign policy, but even domestically, how has the recent American empire benefited its own citizens? They are allowing for more immigration. They clearly don't care about the wealth inequality. The gas prices are up. Trump is saying that he doesn't want to lower the house prices. There's less jobs than before. AI is replacing a lot of people's jobs. Now people are getting kicked out of school for criticizing it. They get their student visa revoked. You can't criticize so many states. So there's less to be proud of when it comes to the American identity than ever before. And we got to acknowledge that. It's not something like, oh, these people hate America, so they're stupid. Well, let's realize why they're even saying that in the first place. Is because this current regime doesn't benefit people, regular people at all.
Sneeko, the fact that me and you are having this conversation right now and making money off it is why the United States is the best country in the world, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but these freedoms are going away.
Us being able to have this conversation in of itself and get paid for is why this country is better than every other fucking country. Yes, we have our faults and everything else like that, but we are the best country in the world. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, we do this or we do that. I don't give a shit about any of these other countries, bro. They're all fucking ass niggas. Wait, who cares? I don't give a fuck about these foreigners. It's this country is the best country in the world, and it's given us a bunch of opportunities, and we don't even know what we have, bro. Let's be honest. We're on here giving our opinions, giving our takes, getting paid for it. Where else can you do this? Like openly like this? We can't do this in any of these Muslim countries. We can't do this in Saudi Arabia. I can't say that the MBS is a bit. Or he's killed a bunch of Yemenis. I can't say that over there.
We have to dance around so many subjects here too. We have our freedoms.
The UAE, they're killing a bunch of Sudanese because gold, and they're a bunch of bitch golfers. I can't say any of that. So we might have our faults, but we're still better than everyone else.
I just saw troops in Times Square. I went up to the Marine Corps, the U.S. Navy, asked them, America first. Well, I can't get into politics. People are putting their life on the line to serve this country, and they can't even say what country they're serving.
But
that's how controlled.
We're addressing that, bro.
Why this country's the best, bro? He could have answered. The fact that you were able to ask him that question and have these provocative conversations without getting put in of itself is why this country is the best.
The Miami Beach mayor said we are no longer welcome in Miami because we enjoyed a song that he didn't like. The freedoms are why this country is so great.
Private establishments. We're not welcome in private establishments. That
he said we're not welcome in Miami. Word for it in the news clip from the Miami mayor.
You can go to Miami. That doesn't mean anything.
I know, but I'm saying what the mayor said this. And my point is these freedoms are going away. These freedoms are going away.
But it's
not what it once was.
Can I say something? We're addressing that problem every day on stream, like all of us. We talk about these issues and how this country is sabotaged and hijacked for the greater part. So that's handled. But when it comes to Daria Lisa or any of these far left people who say, I'm going to wipe my nose with the American flag and border shouldn't exist and abolish ICE, things that are fundamental for the structure and the function of the country.
Can't have people like that in government,
that doesn't help anything. Like, okay, you're saying everybody in America hates to be in America. This is the most unfavorable time to be American.
Nu, solden bij Coolblue. Wij hebben de beste deals voor jou. Nouveau Magnum signature la pistache et la pêche. Élaboré avec soin par nos experts.
You suggested that earlier. You said all Americans are very displeased with how America's working right now. You suggested that. So
yeah,
I'm saying
this is the least popular America's
We're addressing the problem of that. I think like American imperialism and like us taking over certain countries, yeah, maybe there's a negative or a positive to that, but that's like not going to remedy all of this anti-American rhetoric. Like everything you're saying right now is like, I know you're not, but it stems from and it comes from the same place, like this anti-American rhetoric where we hold this vendetta against the country that we're born in and reap the benefits of because they do a little bad thing here in the Gulf of Mexico or they do a little bad thing here in the East. And it's like, bro, we're against all the things that don't favor America. How far else do we need to go voting for these niggas who hate the country? That's not going to help anything. Anti-American rhetoric is not going to help. But you vaguely defended that lady, like, making that statement that she would like. So I'm trying to
no. I'm saying instead of writing them out, just don't write these people out. I think Mamdani's approach was very effective. Approach these people,
American, bro.
But I don't think these people really like the country, bro. I think
they don't.
Pro everywhere else except America.
Yo, he endorsed a woman that ended up winning that literally said she will blow her nose with the American flag. He used to say defund the police. All these people are not. They're.
Why do you stop, bro? You're good?
Okay. Had to blow my nose.
Very un-American. Mamdani, that's what I'm trying to tell you. These socialists don't give a fuck about the United States. Like they don't. A lot of these people that are coming up, they don't care about the United States. They just want to say a bunch of like, well, colonialism, imperialism, all this, like all these stupid left-wing buzz terms. It's like, all right, dude, look, you want to go ahead and complain and say it's a colonial apartheid imperial state? Fine, it is true. They are doing colonization in today's day and age. But the reality is the reason why the United States is as powerful as it is and we have the opportunities that we have is because of colonialism. It's a dark part of our history. It's there. It is what it is.
Every country's guilty of it.
And every world power has it. So it is what it is. Like, we're not going to change that. But the reason why we have so much prosperity is because of what we've done in the past and how we run our country. So it's like leftists try to like say, oh, we're ashamed for our past and everything else like that. Let's rewrite it. Well, you benefit off of what we have right now. Like the fact that these folks have the freedom of speech that they have to say the they say because it's the United States. Whereas like me and you couldn't have this conversation in a lot of these Muslim countries. Let's be honest, we can't have this conversation in any of these Muslim countries.
But it's not just the left wing. The right wing is just as complicit. The FBI gets tagged every day from a right wing commentator. Laura Loomer tries to get me arrested, tries to get me investigated every day because I'm saying things that are pro-Islam.
Have they come?
They want it to get to that point.
You could want it all she wants, but you have been arrested because you have the First Amendment, and you can say what you want.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. The right wing is as complicit in un-American behavior as the left wing. When they are now trying to push legislation where criticizing is illegal, where they're trying to re-censor social media, where they're selling it over to.
Are you classifying Laura Loomer as the right wing? Like
not just that. The right wing also abandoned the idea of freedom of religion. The freedoms that we could practice our religion here, given to us by the founding fathers, the right wing are now saying that should be taken away. That this is only.
Who's saying that? Sneeko,
I don't think I said that.
What are you talking about?
You need to come down to Miami, bro. You've been in New York too long, nigga.
Dude, are you kidding me? You haven't heard people on the right wing say that Muslims shouldn't. I mean, we can go back to this. Like Muslims shouldn't pray in Times Square. This is a Christian nation that we don't have freedom of religion. That's freedom okay. Is also the freedom to practice your faith.
So be careful. You just said right wingers are trying to take away freedom of religion. That's very different to praying in Times Square. So if that's what you mean, okay. But that's like you're dragging it.
Did you see the debate with the far right, the far right young fascists that debated Mehdi Hasan Jubilee? And this is representative of a major faction in the new right wing that doesn't like MAGA. They want a Christian ethno state. They want Christian only values. They want to rewrite the Constitution.
They're never gonna. Whoever they is, they're not gonna get that. They're not gonna get
just
that.
Like the left wing. Just like the left wing is not going to be able to abolish prisons. My point is, people on the right are as complicit as un-American.
And they're not censored. This is what you're missing. Yo, bro, how many times have you been censored for right-wing views? A million. Like, literally a million. How many times has Hassan Piker been censored and he's even farther left than you are right? He still has a platform, which is why he can platform all of these Democratic people who are running for Congress, and they win votes. Hassan Piker just told his audience of 10,000 to call local people to vote for this Ethiopian lady who just won a congressional seat, who's also on board with the DSA campaign of abolishing borders and getting rid of ICE and stuff. So exactly what is the issue? It's the censorship that doesn't actually come from the right. That's not true.
Well, he just got banned from the UK. He just got the UK banned him. They tried to call him a terrorist.
America.
The MAGA.
That's not America.
The MAGA right.
Hold on. Ban, Sneeko. It was the
real quick. Also, the MAGA administration just issued a subpoena. They just tried to get him investigated because he was giving water to Cuba. This was from the right wing too.
Yeah,
and this is
okay.
But he's not censored.
Now listen, bro. I don't know.
They want to jail him. They want to put him in jail.
Sneeko, please let me bring you to reality, bro. If this happened to you, Hassan Piker would be throwing a party, nigga. He would be fucking
and that's wrong.
Riyadh, no. Now I'm gonna fight on this.
I agree.
Fuck that. We treat them how they treat us, bro. And by the way, he's dealing with Cuba, which is a foreign adversary that trades our intelligence with Russia. And Russia's our number one enemy. So we should have sympathy for him. That nigga.
Toujours synchro avec votre comptable grâce à Yuki.
The future of human longevity starts here. Introducing the Hume Band.
No.
Okay, bro.
See you today.
See you later.
Yes.
Never watching football again. It's over. The GOAT isn't here anymore. There's no point. Thank you, Ronaldo. Thank you for all the glory you showed us, at least. Thank you. The greatest of all time. Greatest of all fucking time. In the comments, a bunch of cunts could say, Messi, 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 Messi. Messi ain't shit, bro. FIFA sucking their dick. It's very obvious. Ronaldo didn't need that to conquer. Didn't need that. I'm just frustrated the fact that the rest of the team didn't want the glory. That's what pisses me off the most. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at the team. But it is what it is. Thank you, Ronaldo, for giving us hope, giving us glory. Because without you, we had nothing. We had fucking nothing. You showed everything that the world needed to see and that the Portuguese in Portugal needed to see. That you don't need to have talent to make it or to have money to make it. But passion, discipline, and the most importantly, love, my nice guy. The way you play with love and passion. Without you, we wouldn't have nothing. You carried us for so long that we say thank you. It's time for you to let go. It's time for the next generation to keep going. But I appreciate everything, Ronaldo. You show that Portugal can do it. Can get glory. Thank you for everything, bro. It's because of you that a lot of us are watching football. It's because of fucking you. And without you here, there's no point in watching football again. There's no point. Thank you for what you did for my country. You showed that with nothing, discipline, passion, and love can conquer and show the world that you're the best of the world and conquer. Those are bad words, but at this point I don't care. So fucking sad. Thank you, Ronaldo, for giving us hope until the end. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not watching football ever again. I'm not watching World Cup, nothing. There's no point. It's over. There's no point. There's no point anymore. Without them, without Neymar, without Modric, without Ronaldo, without none of them, there's no point watching football anymore. There's no point.
Russia's not our number one enemy. And
no,
also,
Russia's actually the greatest threat to the United States right now. Outside of Israel,
probably
the greatest
China
threat.
in the long term. It's probably China.
It's
in the
China
long
and Russia. It's China and Russia.
Yeah, Cuba's
Okay.
first of all.
And by the way,
that's the problem.
Cuba's in bed with both of those countries, and Hassan Piker has so much love for Cuba. So I'm just saying, bro, like,
but you don't fight what's wrong with what's wrong more. If you're like, oh, but he would do this to me, it's like,
what is
that's
this
not
Christianity
gonna
turn
bring
the other cheek, nigga? We're Muslim, nigga. We fight back. That nigga,
Right,
let him go to jail.
You
Fuck
fight,
that
no.
nigga.
You fight against injustice. You fight against the greater
He's
issue.
unjust because if you got arrested, he'd throw a party. Is he just? Is Hassan Piker just to the right wingers who have
Obviously
different opinions than him? So why are you just to him? So why are you just to him?
Because Hassan Piker is not the greatest evil. He's not the greatest threat to America, and he's not the greatest threat to me.
Hassan Piker shocked his fucking dog. He's evil. Hassan Piker is playing around with Cuba, and that's not in the interest of the United States, and they trade our intelligence with our greatest enemies. That's evil. How is he not evil? If this happened to you, he would be. I'm defending you. I'm getting passionate because
I know.
would literally,
I know.
he would jump for joy if this happened to you. So listen,
I know.
maybe you don't like the tyrannical aspect of it, but if this happened to you, the whole DSA would be so fuck them.
I know.
Fuck them.
The greatest evil is not the DSA. That's not the greatest issue. We know what the greatest issue is, and that's where our focus should be focused on. If we want to actually make a change, if we are constantly fighting the left over petty issues that don't solve anything, over personal grievances, no change will happen.
It's not petty though, bro. These people want you dead. Bro, Hassan Piker, bro. Okay, let me make something clear. When Charlie,
he got his ban on Twitch. It's that simple. He got he got his ban on Twitch.
Like,
you got to be better than them. You have to be better than them. You have to be the better person.
I think okay, we're better than them. Where if Hassan Piker got shot in the neck like Charlie Kirk, I would be very sympathetic and I would be horrified and I would condemn it. But you know, the left wingers don't do that because now they're doing prom transitions to the sound of him getting shot. Like, these are sick people, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And by the way, I hated Charlie Kirk. I hated him, but even I didn't go that far. So all I'm saying is these people will stoop to new lows even if you are killed. Those aren't the same people we should show.
I'm gonna drink a cup of water and come back in a section. Argentinians have no fucking respect. No fucking respect at all, these cunts.
Sympathy and or empathy for when they're being subpoenaed for playing with a foreign adversary. Like that.
Do you want to correct them?
Fair.
Wait, hold on. Do you want them to come to the truth, or do you want to beat them?
I see Sneako's perspective. Look, we got to value free speech, which, just so you know, Sneako, I actually said that it was bad that they subpoenaed him. I didn't like that.
I like that nigga up.
But understand that censorship is a leftist construction. That's what it is. It's the Labour Party that kept him out of the UK, by the way, the lefties. So it's always, when we talk about the Bolshevik Revolution, when they made anti-Semitism the first thing, it was leftist. So censorship in of itself is a left-wing construct.
Too many ideas, too many tasks, zero focus. Here's how to break the cycle.
I mean, the right wing is employing a lot of these tactics now, trying to get people arrested.
Trump is trying. Trump is signing executive orders.
They're doing the same thing.
I agree with you. After Ivy League students talking about free Palestine, nigga, it's from Trump too.
This is my point.
I hate Trump though.
So, and that's the greater point. I have to break Fodger, but don't getting caught in the right-left paradigm is just going to perpetuate this endless cycle that only one nation benefits from. So if we want to perpetuate this and be in a battle right, left, you're not going to make a change. If you want to make a change, you got to be.
I agree with you to some degree, but I think there's a threshold, and when the threshold is like somebody like, I won't chimp out again. I chimped out pretty hard. When the threshold is like Hassan Piker, I have to draw the line. I'm not stooping to that low. I will side with somebody else who's different than me, but doesn't hate me to that degree if they're.
And look, Sneako,
I won't drop my standards that low. That's what I'm trying to say.
I see your perspective. I think in theory it's a fantastic thing. Like the whole left-right paradigm is. I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that those people over there will always ensure that there's a left-wing, right-wing paradigm because they don't want to be associated with us whatsoever. So we can go ahead and say, nah, we don't believe in this bull titles. They do though. That's what I'm saying.
That's a defeatist mindset.
It's a realistic, pragmatic.
That's what I said earlier. This is like that. This is like that Christian shit. Like
what they're gonna do.
That's a defeatist mindset.
You're doing that turn the cheek. We got to fight these.
It's not. No, you don't. You have to fight the greatest evil. Like, look at the number one priority.
But you can't fight the greatest evil if you have smaller evils in front of you blocking from that.
Yeah,
you can't have a platform on Twitch to talk about it because Hassan Piker would cry every day about it. So exactly,
the right wing wants you deported. The right wing wants you deported because you're black and Muslim.
Tucker Carlson wants me gone. Tucker Carlson wants me gone. Candace Owens wants me gone. Are they not right wing?
Bro. He is now part of a new coalition. The MAGA right wing wants you deported.
What coalition?
We just said this like 50 times. They're creating a new party that transcends that gets rid of that. The right wing
are
promoting movies.
That's not gonna happen.
Riyadh, I gotta go. But the right wing, they are all promoting a movie
so I'm gonna hop on.
inspiring to go kill you. This is the right wing. You say, oh, the left wants us killed. The right wing wants Muslims killed.
First of all,
faction of the right wing. That's a a faction.
You're talking about the far right European that are mad that Muslims are taking over their country. That's not the case
Steven
here.
Crowder also. There's another. Hold on. There's another one. There's another. Hold on. Wait. Riyadh. There's another one. We don't need to mention it. That's also supporting and promoting this movie too.
Yeah, I don't think that he wants me deported though, because I was born here. Like, I was born here. My parents came here legally.
Yes, they do.
I don't think that the right wing. And
yes, they do. If they had their way, you'd be on a boat.
We're gonna go back to the. We're gonna go back to the same conversation we've had for the last 20 minutes. And I'm telling you, hang on.
Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is the biggest right winger in America.
That's what I'm saying. And Candace Owens, and they're all influencing the greatest mass of people. What I'm saying is being right wing does not mean you're just getting on your knees sucking white dick, because there's nuance within every political party, and I think you agreed with that. And even on top of that, I think a lot of people on the right wing, if you really pay attention, are not always super anti-immigration. They're anti-mass migration. That's what Marco Rubio literally said today, and we don't like him, but he is representative of the right wing. Without immigration, this country would not be in the place it's in. You're blinking slowly, but you're not making any sense. You're saying that every white person wants me deported.
I'm saying because you keep saying right wing.
You're getting like emotionally and culturally captured.
No, I'm not.
They want you gone, Riyadh. They want you gone.
They do.
No, that's not true.
They do.
That's not true.
Patrick Bet-David wants you gone. Steven Crowder wants you gone. The other one too wants you gone. They don't want you in this country.
Look, the biggest right winger in America, Sneeko, the biggest right winger in America, us, bro. So you can't say the
Tucker
right
Carlson.
wing talk on.
Wait, hold on. Tucker Carlson is now getting called an Islamic jihadist by people we both know is getting called a third worldist, and they're saying that he's sympathizing with Muslims and he's now a liberal Democrat. They are trying to excommunicate him from this paradigm because they want people, they want a populist movement. He is to you, to the vast majority of them, they're trying to kick him out of that. So let go of these labels. It doesn't help.
You're completely omitting these people. Tucker Carlson is popular as
for like 30 plus years and like don't have emotion towards it.
The talking
heads. Candace Owens is very popular. All these people that don't want us deported, Sneeko, like me and you, the brown people, they're also very popular and they entertain right-wing talking points. You're talking about culture vulture slop. The Somalians are dumb. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the representatives that are against it and understand what America is, and a part of America's culture and identity in the modern day, what supports its economic standing is immigration. But it's now gone to a point where there's diminishing gains. So maybe we should just keep the border closed and not allow people to have kids here and allow their kids to have American citizenship as well, which undermines you. How is that sucking my dick? I'm having the answer yet.
Okay, look, I'm saying do them a favor, people like Candace Tucker and Massey, and stop calling them right wing because that doesn't help them. If you actually want to promote them, you are keeping them audience captured by Zios and by warmongers and neocons. You're not doing them any help. You're not doing them any favor.
Bro,
you're not helping them out.
Maybe Thomas Massey is like a centrist, but they're right wing.
What do we call them then?
What do we call them?
What do we call them then?
They're telling the truth.
Dying rose emoji, bro. All right, then I guess telling the truth is what? What is telling the truth?
They're correct about the influence in our country.
What is that representative of? I think they're fairly moderate. Right? You know what, bro? Fine, whatever. I just don't. We're gonna go in circles. If I call them right wing.
You're saying it now. You see why? Like, don't.
No, because if I say a right wing, you're gonna do the same thing again. I think they're right wing.
Do you think it helps them? Do you think these?
I think it absolutely does, bro. I think it's more demonized to say you're left wing, because when you say you're left wing, that means you support like bodily mutilation.
I'm saying both. Don't say these both. Keep you captured.
Not realistic, Sneeko. Like, we live in a country that's separated by two political parties. We can't play in this like fairy tale. This is reality.
And
there's Republicans and Democrats. They have different economic interests, social interests. There are things that differentiate people typically within two different segments, which is why we created these terms. Yeah, I get it. It's a little bit goyish. I get it. It's a little bit matrixy, but you got to play the game a little bit so you can get the right person in office or the right people in power. And so the Democrats are not playing your game. The DSA niggas, they're not playing that's not a political party. No, they're saying we're far left socialists. These other, we're gonna take over and immigrants are coming in. They're playing the game. They are playing the game.
And so are you. Don't play the game they want you to play. If they want you to be in this right-left trap,
but the niggas playing the game are winning, Twin. They're winning. They're winning.
And you are not going to beat
They're
it
running
by
your city.
continuing
The people playing the game are running your city.
Right.
Jumping in pools with suits and walking around the pride flag. They're winning.
Actually, no, they're not. Actually, no, they're not. The left has been far more successful at creating a new system because the Democrats are all panicking right now because the DSA took over.
And
they're scared.
You're making my point. The Democrats are capitulating for the DSA because they have so much motion, but they still call themselves DSA, Democratic Socialists of America. They're still left.
But they won't call them. They don't call themselves left wing. They won't call themselves Democrats. They let go of that right left paradigm and focus on.
I'm pretty sure Zohran Mamdani said I'm a left wing socialist several times during his mayoral debates. I'm pretty sure he said that verbatim.
No, they all say it with their chest now, bro.
I've never heard him say that.
They all, dude. They all say it with their chest now. It used to be frowned upon to call yourself a socialist in the Democrat Party. Now they all say it 10 toes down with their fucking ass, I'm a Democratic socialist. They literally say it.
Yeah. Which is creating a new. It's no longer bipartisan. There's a new system. There's a new system that exists. So just don't play. If they want you to be stuck in that matrix loop, which you admit it exists. Don't play by it. Let go. The same way they did.
You won't win if you step outside of it. You won't this is
the most popular. That's not true. The most popular commentators, Candace Tucker, they stepped out.
No, they.
And you're trying to drag them back in. As soon as I get out, you try to pull them back in. They finally let go of the GOP. Tucker said he's no longer a Republican loyalist. He broke free from that matrix, and you want come back.
He's still a right winger, though. Okay, he broke out of a right wing party. Cool. He broke out of a right wing party. He created another right wing party.
Go ask Tucker about Democrats right now. He would literally. I don't support Democrats. I could never support a Democrat. He would literally go against it so hard, and he would say, "If anything, I'm Republican. I just don't support this MAGA campaign."
Okay.
Like that's what he would do.
Do you think? Let me see what you think. Do you think Tucker Carlson has more in common right now with Donald Trump? Well, hold on. Think about this. Does Tucker Carlson have more in common with Hassan Piker or Donald Trump?
I'm still laughing about that.
Donald Trump. He has more in common with Donald Trump.
He has more in common with Donald Trump. Okay, yeah. What do you think?
Does Tucker Carlson have more in common with Donald Trump or who? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Right now, his rhetoric, even though some people say he's going to vote for Vance, and I hope that's not true, I really hope he sees that. Does he have more in common? Does Tucker have more in common with Trump or Hassan Piker?
Trump. A million.
Like what?
Dude.
And I'm
dude,
close.
Like a million.
Like what?
Bro,
like what?
Anti-immigration. He's not in support of LGBTQ. He's
Trump's
not in support of bodily mutilation.
Trump's pro-immigration.
Trump is not pro-immigration. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the H-1B program?
Yes. Tons of H-1B. His appointed justice just allowed birthright citizenship.
Okay, are you trying to really say that Tucker Carlson is closer to Hassan Piker? I really want to make sure. Are you being intellectually honest about this?
He's not a neocon.
Okay, bro.
He's criticizing Israel. He's against AIPAC.
What else?
That's all anti-Israel. Right. What's the most important issue right now in America?
It can arguably be also these leftists that want you dead. You can argue both of them.
No.
Because if you don't have a voice to spread the message, then what's the good? What's the good? And the same people we're talking about don't want you to have a voice.
Nico, that's wild to say Tucker is closer to Hassan politically than Donald Trump. That's wild.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bro,
Tucker still texts Trump.
Hassan is for open borders. Hassan is for letting aliens that are here have expedited process to becoming citizens. Hassan is for gay rights and LGBTQ and all that other stuff. Hassan is for feminism. Hassan is for all the furthest. No, he's not.
Trump used the pretext of the war. Hamas throws the gays off roof. He spoke on the Jake Paul podcast, the first podcast he did after the Iran war started. He said, "I'm actually pro-gay." He didn't do any. He just used that for populist rhetoric. He's allowing what's Caitlyn Jenner to be part of his movement. He's not. It has nothing to do with being pro. What has he changed? For mutilation. Byron, what's the most?
Hassan is even further than that. Hassan believes in the whole tranny boy. Kids can transition. He believes in all that shit. With him, it's like no restriction.
Those
like
are minor issues.
You want. Like progressives, like with them, they look at it like, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, I should be able to do it. That's their rhetoric. Like with Donald Trump, at least there's a line. Like he'll be like, okay, you want to be gay? Fine. Yo, just don't ask, don't tell. You're not gonna transition kids. We're not gonna have mass immigration. We're not gonna have open borders. Hassan's for all that. So like
the thing that I don't even believe in God.
No, he grew up Muslim, but I think he's an atheist.
Hassan's Muslim. Hassan's Muslim. But these are minor issues.
Closer to Trump than he is to Hassan. Not even close. The biggest issue that Tucker has with Trump is foreign policy. That's the main distinguishing line. Okay. Everything else they're in line with.
What's the most important issue? What comes at the top?
For me personally, everyone's issue is different.
What do you think is the most important issue?
Sneeko, if Israel the most important
just answer why are you not letting him answer the question? Wait. Myron, what's the most important issue?
I voted for when I voted, for me it was foreign policy and immigration. I didn't want any wars. Those were my top two things. Voting points.
Okay, no, you don't want wars. Hassan and Tucker are on the same side on this issue. The most important one.
They're on the same side of.
Sneeko, you're grabbing two buildings and trying so hard to pull them together, and just the magnetic force is not supporting you.
No, I'm not.
The rhetoric is one piece.
Just one.
You are as crazy as it is.
Important. Is it out at the top? Is that at the top?
Just because it's the most important doesn't mean we need to capitulate to people who want you dead.
I'm not saying I didn't say that capitulate, bro. Why are you making up this?
So why are you aligning Tucker Carlson?
I didn't say that
for good. But you're implying it by aligning Tucker Carlson with Hassan Piker. Why else would you align them? Because you're trying to imply that these people actually serve some sort of benefit despite all the irregularities.
You're just making this up. You're just making this up. You're literally just making up stuff that I didn't say at all.
So exactly why else would you draw out that comparison? Enlighten me.
Because you're proving my point that people get separated by culture war issues that never change. Prisons are not going to get abolished. Nothing changes with LGBT. Okay. Nothing changes with these minor transgender bathroom issues.
Sure.
These are unimportant because nothing actually gets changed with them. The most important issue that people can actually vote for, not really at all.
They do.
And Trump is not. In a lot, you can make a very strong case that Trump is not actually anti-immigration. The point is the most important issue is where people should align.
You want to talk about other policies, bro? They literally differ on every single point except for foreign policy when it comes to Israel. Everything, like Hassan is obviously a democratic socialist. Tucker Carlson is a hardcore capitalist. Like they're different on virtually everything, bro. The only thing
not only that,
the wars in the Middle East are
also a war on Muslims. It's a spiritual war. They're using the Crusader rhetoric. Hassan is sympathetic to Muslims and Tucker.
It's the only thing that they agree on. Everything else, they're completely different, dude. So,
but you both agreed the most important issue, correct?
Remember, you asked this question was,
Sneeko,
is he more aligned with Donald Trump or Hassan? We said, whoa, he's way more aligned with Donald Trump. The only thing they're not aligned with is the.
Sneeko, this is
which is at the top.
I'm trying to tell you, you're being unfair to yourself because you're saying, okay, I'll slightly capitulate. I'll say fuck it. I'll say fuck. You know what, Hassan Piker? Let me shake your hand. You're in. Okay, this is for the greater good. I don't disagree. I don't agree with you on everything. Let me shake your hand. But do you think he would do that with you?
I didn't say that. I didn't, bro. Dude, I don't know why you're saying
this. That's what you're saying, bro. You're literally doing Hassan Piker apologetics right now.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Why else liken him to someone like Tucker Carlson who's getting everything right in your perspective? Why liken those two?
Because letting yourself...
You're drawing them closer than Tucker Carlson to the administration, and by the way, he's like locked in with Vance. So what sense does this make? Go ahead, go.
Yeah, the locked in with Vance thing, I hope that's not true and that there's a valid argument there.
I'm not going to lie, it's true, but go ahead.
Don't get trapped with culture war issues that they don't really care about and that they use for populist rhetoric.
I don't have any more time,
This
guys.
is how we get captured in this matrix that stays here forever, and that supports the same system. The most important issue is...
Sorry, guys, I haven't said anything. I needed this moment to be silent. After the fucking shit we went through, like I had to be silent. Calm myself a little bit. Got frustrated. Got too emotional. Yeah, sorry guys.
What we need to focus on, not minor differences that never get changed.
Okay,
that's the point.
I agree. Sneeko, if there was no... let me agree with a caveat. If there was no rhetoric at all coming from people who are more aligned with right-wing politics, which I think are right-wingers, then, and it was 2010 where no one was aware of this issue, then I'd say, okay, you know what? Maybe worth it. It's just not necessary in 2026. Everybody hates Israel. They're doing polling and research. True. Most Americans sympathize with Palestinians over Israel. Do we need to go this far and liken these niggas to the people that actually think like us in so that we can get this politician and then an open border? Like, even if they can't do it, this is what they want. And so what can do? They can probably censor you, make your life harder. That's just not worth it. I don't see the fair deal in that.
And they never want to work with us, bro. Hassan will never sit down with someone like me or you because
he would shoot you in your face if he could. He hates you. He literally hates you.
Okay.
So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Sorry again the way I reacted before. I got very frustrated. Lost composure, got too emotional. Usually this doesn't, I mean, it happens when we play video games. But in life in general, usually I don't want to react like this. It's very, very... Well, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Again, don't forget to follow me on Kick. We're trying to reach 800 followers. Not only that, we're trying to get verified. So I'd appreciate if you guys participate in the streams by watching the stream, talking in chat, or dropping a sub. So it could be one step closer towards verification. We do stream at the same time on YouTube, so I'd appreciate you guys if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're trying to reach 100 subs. We're currently at 94 subscribers. So I'd appreciate if you help me reach the first goal. And we do post additional content on other platforms, on other social media. So I'd appreciate if you guys follow me everywhere. I enjoyed all the content. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Peace.